Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the party. We are playing Legend of the Five Rings today, and I am so excited. It is one of the first role-playing games I played in the 90s. It's not like one of the first. It is one of my favorite role-playing games. I have been playing it since it came out in 1997 in one form or another, and I saw 5th edition. At first I was a little skeptical because I'm like, yay, special dice. But then I read the rules and really loved them. And so I'm super excited to be here with this amazing group of people to play some Legend of the Five Rings on Welcome to the Party. My name is Throck, also known as Sean. I'm the co-founder here at Welcome to the Party. Welcome to the Party is a channel dedicated to inclusion and equity in gaming, where we give people a place to stream, teach them how to do it, and then have a lot of fun playing games. What else should I say? Oh yeah, I should do sponsors. Yes, it's morning. Okay, so it's a little like I am just after coffee. You have to understand, it's these early day games that just get me. Okay, so we are proudly sponsored by Devin Rue, the mistress of maps, she who makes amazing maps. Check her stuff out at rueinc.com. And of course, Tabletop Loot, your place for fine looty goodness of all sorts of tabletop stuff at tabletoploot.com. And if you want amazing Welcome to the Party merch, head to sonerdwear.com/Welcome Party RPG, where you can get 10% off your next purchase of amazing Welcome to the Party merch using the code WELCOME. Yas. And you should check out our Patreon because it is the best way to support us. There you can find podcasts a week early. You can find designer notes from our games. You can find interviews with our players and our DMs and the mods on our Discord. And our whole goal with our Patreon is to become a PBS for RPGs, where we are able to underwrite great writers, artists, and other makers in the RPG universe, and then give them a place to show off their amazing stuff. So check it out. And last but not least, check out our Discord. It is a huge, rocking, crazy, awesome place, and we would hope that you would check it out. With that, let's go around and say hi to the team. And we will start with the new person to this group. So if you have tuned in previously, you know that we were playing Warhammer Fantasy, and Rain and Lily and Soul, who sadly can't make it today, were all part of our Warhammer Fantasy group and have joined me in a new adventure in Rokugan. But Michi, down there, playing my beloved Phoenix Clan, is new. So say hi, Michi. Tell us about yourself. This is the beginning of a game that we are also recording for a podcast. So tell us who you are. What's your game experience? Do you know anything about L5R? What's your deal?
So hi, I'm Michi. I have been playing all sorts of tabletop games since I was like 12. L5R was the first system I played that wasn't D&D, and that was with first edition. So it's been a while since I played it, but I'm very excited to come back to the system.
Awesome. Yes. And we can also find you on our Pokemon game on Thursdays.
Yes.
Yes.
And on the Mask game on Mondays.
And on the Mask game on Mondays, that's correct. Let's do Lily next.
Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm Lily. I'm super excited to be back here for Sundays. I will miss our Warhammer stuff, but I'm pumped. As soon as we started talking about doing this, I got the book, and yeah, I am so down. I'm ready. Yeah, I read all the stuff. I dived into the lore and the things.
Lore and things and lore.
Yay, lore and things. But yeah, I'm Lily. I'm also on the Pokemon game on Thursdays, which is also a ton of fun. I do my own stuff, Lillipad Nebula and all the places. And yeah, thank you so much for showing up. And yeah, I'm excited to get into it.
Woo! And then Rain.
I am Rain Hayes. You can find me here playing this, and I think the only other stream game I got going on right now is the Masked game every Monday with Michi. I am really looking forward to this because Throck and I worked on my character for a while, getting backstory figured out.
Yes. So a couple of notes for our players and those of you watching at home. We are going to be starting with the beginning game, with the beginner's game from the beginner's kit. It's a little bit on rails. But these are also all experienced role players, so I've made some extra space for role playing in it as well, because I know that they would want that and want to interact with things. But we will be going through all of the early modules. It's going to be this, and then the one at the Emerald Champions house near Oda Sanuchi that's after this, and then we'll move on from there. And my plan is to interweave. So I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing Legend of the Five Rings since 1997 when it first came out. I was a big fan of AEG games back in the day. Play a lot of 7C and stuff like that too. So I'm interweaving a bunch of my favorite scenarios from over the years. And so the only spoiler I'll give is we will be going to the City of Lies. We will be doing the City of Lies Ryoko Owari box set as part of this. So that's super exciting. I don't think anybody's played that. I don't think. I hope not, because there's some cool stuff in there, and I'm super excited to run it. But with that, are we ready to get started?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Okay. Let me bring up my notes and let's get going. I have a whole intro written.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I partially wrote it. It's also from the beginner's thing. It's a amalgamation. In the 20th year of the reign of the divine emperor Hantai the 38th, the Emerald Empire has stood for 1,000 years, thanks to the guidance of the kami and the wise benevolence of the Hantai emperors. Each of the 7 great clans vies eternally to be the first in the emperor's favor, while safeguarding Rokugan from its many enemies within and without. The Topaz Championship is a chance for each clan to test their best and brightest against one another. Though all contestants can pass the tests and become samurai, the winner claims glory for themselves and their clan, and may even earn a high-ranking position in the Empire. As contestants, you are traveling to the village of Tsuma, where the championship will be held at the Kakita Dueling Academy. Each of you, coming from a different way, met 2 nights ago for the first time as you, for the evening, sought rest at Purple Blossom Inn, a tea house and way station on the Imperial Road. Having shared a meal and some polite stories, you agreed to travel the rest of the way to Tsuma together in the morning. Let's just take a moment to go around the table, describe your character a little bit, and what's a couple of things that the other players may have noticed or learned about you. And we can just do this popcorn style, whoever wants to go first.
Sure. So my character is named Doji Sayaka. She is maybe like 5'6", 5'7"-ish. The thing for my 20 questions, that's the first thing that you might notice about her, is, let me see how exactly I wrote it. It was important. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Crap, what section was that in?
Is it that you have Benton's blessing and you're super hot?
Listen. That's also there.
Yes.
But more importantly, the detail others find most striking about my character is my hauntingly beautiful green eyes.
Yes.
And then she has like longish black hair that she kind of just lets hang down. It's straight. She always wears a purple scarf that accents her eyes perfectly. And then kind of like dark, I don't know what the exact term, like the robes stuff.
Yes. So
yeah,
you would probably be wearing a kimono on top and then gi on the bottom, big flowy pants.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the really flowy top and then like the tighter bottom kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That whole thing. Like darker colors, probably like blacks and blues or something, unless that's not a good color to wear.
Black's fine. You wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, black's fine. Black and blue. That's okay.
I'm fully aware that there's random things that I'd be like, oh no, don't wear that.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, that's an okay thing. Yeah.
I wear the Imperial symbol right now.
Yeah. I have the personal mon of Hantai the 38th tattooed on my forehead.
I have a t-shirt that says F hentai. Or is it hentai, not hentai?
Yeah, hentai is a whole different bag of
it's
a whole different bag of tentacles. Yeah.
But yes, so there's that. She has like a pack full of her things, a bow, her Yumi. And yes, she does have Benton's blessing, and she is super hot.
And you have a pet.
I have a pet. His name is Hoshoku Sha. He's a snow leopard. He's the best. I also have an attendant with me named Hanagansi Izumi. who is, or no, she doesn't have two names. She has one
She
name.
would only have the one name, yes, because she is,
Yeah,
not-
she's lower class, so
Yeah.
she would be around, but like looking down, not really interacting, like unless spoken to, that whole shtick.
Yeah, she would be technically of the Bungay class, who are one level below you in the holy order of things.
Yeah.
Would be considered a craftsperson. Yeah.
And yeah, I believe that's my whole jam.
Sweet. Who wants to go next?
I find it interesting that you voluntarily took a Wilhelm this time.
This one can't look you in the eye, though, so it's going to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, but you also can't necessarily leave this one with its parents.
No, you cannot abandon this one. Indeed not.
Hey.
Okay, who wants to go next?
Be called out 3 times before.
I'm sorry, who's your goddess again? No.
All right. Let's be in this world now. Let's be here.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll go next. My character's name is Soshi Kuryoki, and probably the first thing that you would notice about her is her mask. Like almost all scorpions, she wears a mask that covers part of her face, but in her case, it covers from the lower portion of her face all the way up, and there is no hole for an eye on this side. Instead, there is a stylized silver eye with, I'm going to say, a crystal or something in the middle of it. She is very quiet.
Should be Jade. Let's make it Jade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good
Thematic.
with that.
Yeah.
She has long black hair that she always keeps in a braid, like a very loose braid. And she wears a black and red kimono that's kind of reminiscent of her clan colors.
Awesome.
And she has a fan tucked into her obi.
Sweet.
All right. And so my character is named Kaito Rei. Her distinguishing feature is she has a small scar over her eyebrow that kind of cuts off the tail of the eyebrow. She's got long hair that she keeps up in a ponytail because, she's an archer and that gets in the way. She tends to wear neutral, kind of earthy tones because you don't want to be seen in your bright clothes when you're sniping people. And she has an engraved quiver, and that is her. It's very quiet.
What's engraved on your quiver?
Just some very delicate scroll work. It was a gift. So,
from who? Who was it a gift from?
I
know I'm pressing you for questions, but this is what we like.
It was a gift from her sister.
Oh, cool. Okay. So one thing to note about each of our characters is they're each heading to their Genpuku at the Topaz Championship, so none of them yet have been gifted with a daisho. The katana and wakizashi are the status of a fully grown samurai once they have passed their coming-of-age ceremony. And so, while in expectation of them passing their Genpuku, their daisho have been sent ahead and are waiting for them at the Kikita Dueling Academy, they do not have them yet. And with that, shall we continue?
Sure.
All right. Cool. So, over the last 2 days of travel, you have passed peasants transporting goods and other more noble travelers along the road, but otherwise it's been a quiet, pleasant, early summer journey into the heart of Crane Lands. And yet, just a few miles outside of Tsuma, as you walk down the road beside the Tangu River, you find your way blocked by a cart upended across the road ahead. To your right, the river laps up against the edge of the path, and to your left, an artfully crafted stone wall blocks off a road and a flooded field of rice. There is no way to proceed without either getting wet or setting the carts to right. A soaking wet, balding elderly peasant is struggling to do just that. The 2 oxen are kind of pulling at the cart while it's still flipped on its side. But when he notices you, he hurls himself right on the road at your feet, his forehead pressed against the dust, and he says, "Honored samurai, 1,000 pardons for blocking your path. I will move the cart directly." You could wait, but compassion is a virtue of the samurai, and besides, maybe he knows something useful about the village or the championship. What do you do?
I was just about to say-
Hey, sorry, I forgot. Yes, the unicorn was not presented. So before we get into that, not joining us today is Sol, who is playing Moto Muamokoi, who is a Moto clan commander, I think is the school. He very deeply tanned with like lines in his face. He wears a full beard. He's obviously has he has a flaw that he has gaijin appearance. And so he wears like a wolf cloak. So he's got like dead things on him, which is kind of weird for you as well. But he seems very kind of fun and gregarious at the same time. So he has it is both off-putting because he shows a lot more like favorable emotion than the rest of you who are kind of traditional Rokugani and keep face. And he also has a pet wolfhound who runs with him. He also rides a large utaku steed, or not a large unicorn steed, not an otaku steed. And so between the two, he also carries... no, he doesn't have his stuff yet either, but he does have a bow with him. But he seems very good, fun. Like, he seems like weirdly fun.
Cool.
Yeah, in like an off-putting, not quite.
I personally, as a
sort of
player, find it slightly disturbing that he has a wolf pelt cloak, and a wolf.
It's a dog. It's a dog.
It's tradition. You have a pet, and then you kill it and wear them once they die.
Duh. Yeah. Thank you, Kai, for reminding me. I totally forgot.
Tradition of the family. We wear those who we were close to in life.
Duh.
So upon that, Sayaka would go over to the peasant and say, "Oh, please, it is no bother. Is there any way we could possibly help you?"
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I would never impose upon you to do that. No.
It would be our solemn privilege to assist you in getting these off the road. Because he's like a what's in the cart?
Interesting that you should ask. So, kind of spilled across the road next to the cart are a number of boxes whose they're like traveling crates, but there's a personal crest on them. And Sayaka, I'm just going to give this to you because you're Doji. They are the personal mon of Doji Satsume, who was, until recently, the Emerald Champion, and who recently died under unknown circumstances. It is possible he died a natural death, but he was only like 58, and so people are like, that was awfully sudden.
Sure.
But it is the personal crest of Doji Satsume.
Oh yeah, that absolutely. Like, she would like see that, eyes get a little wider, and then she looks back and says, I would bring dishonor to myself if I did not help you with escorting these crates of my former champion.
Thank you, Doji-sama. Thank you. And does anybody else want to interact with him in any way? Talk to him about anything? He's also very wet.
I'm just watching very closely.
You need a towel, friend. He's not following the rules. You always got to have your towel.
Yeah.
How messed up is the wagon?
It is on its side and the contents are spilled out. And the thing is, it's kind of awkward because the oxen that was carrying it is also kind of wrenched to the side. It's still upright, but it's kind of futzing and fidgeting and yeah. Other than that,
I think I'm going to get down and start trying to help gather up some of the things that spilled.
Okay. Sweet. So as a context note, courtesy is one of the tenets of Bushido, and so it is always within the rights of someone like yourself, and in fact sometimes even expected, when in distress, to protect those below you. And so the two of you who have said, I am going to help him, will each gain 1 honor. So go ahead and tick your honor up by 1.
Huzzah.
Okay, so you are easily able to get the cart back up. Are you going to escort him, or are you going to go off on your own?
I would like to. I think I would turn to the other 3 and say, if the 3 of you would not terribly mind, I would like to escort and make sure these reach their destination.
Where are they bound?
Look at the guy.
Up to his brother-in-law, Kikita Toshimoko, at the Kikita Dueling Academy. And something you all know is Kikita Toshimoko, known as the Gray Crane, is the head of the Kikita Dueling Academy and one of the most famous swordsmen in the Empire, and who will also be running the Topaz Championship.
Ah.
And we won't be delayed. We can escort it.
Fortune smiles on us this day.
Be an honor.
All right. And with that, you make your way into Tsuma. Let me bring up my notey notes. Getting the last box up on Doji or Sayaka, the last crate flies open, seemingly of its own accord, as this huge gust of wind flies by, and some papers start flying out of it, and one of them smacks right into your face. Do you want to read it?
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay.
I'm simply pulling it off my face. If my eyes happen to catch what's on it, I cannot help it.
Of course. So it says, "You have often told me you are a better father to my children than I am. I can only hope the fortunes bless you, or curse you with children of your own one day, that you could see the true challenges of fatherhood." It appears to be addressed to the writer's brother-in-law, Kikita Toshimoko.
Mm.
And I will put that in chat so you have it.
Interesting.
What do you want to do with it?
I will try to collect like any of the ones that are still kind of flooding around me, and I'll try to get them back into the get them back inside.
Okay.
I'll help try to catch them, and if my eyes happen to fall on something interesting,
Right, of course.
Right. So they seem to be letters from Toshimo or from Satsume to members of the Emerald Magistrates, different orders and things like that, for their postings, or some of them are actually to Satsume that are reports on different places that people are operating. And so for those of you who don't know, the Emerald Magistrates are essentially the imperial law enforcement. They execute the Emperor's will throughout the country and are run by the Emerald Champion, of which there currently is not one, because he just died. So if you want to do anything with any of those papers, Scorpion, that's up to you.
I'm just going to remember what they say.
Done.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Easy peasy. Okay. Getting all the papers back in and setting things to right, you get the cart moving again and make your way into Tsuma. Tsuma itself is a relatively small village that sits along the river here. It's maybe 600 people who live here. There are various rice paddies that, especially here on the northern side of the village, that seem to be actively producing, as this area is far enough inland that it was untouched by the tsunami that hit a few years back. Crossing a wide stone bridge, you make your way to the only walled compound in the city. It is kind of adjacent to the city itself, not directly within its grounds, and this is the Kikita Dueling Academy, the famed academy of the greatest duelists in the Empire. There's 2 large red doors that sit between these 10-foot-high stone walls that wrap around the building. It is all single-story buildings on the inside, so you just kind of see the arched red roofs from out here, but as the doors open, the guards let you in, and it's 2 Kikita with these. They're not wearing any armor, and they have these long naginata that they're carrying. And you're into these gorgeous gardens, gravel paths with bonsai and all sorts of flower arrangements here in the summer. Everything's in full bloom, and the sun is shining, and it just looks beautiful. This place is a perfectly kept example of doji and crane artistry. Coming in, what looks to be a servant comes running up, and just stands before you and is silent. Can't talk until you talk to him.
Yeah. And I don't really talk.
Do we have one talker? Do we only have one talker? Okay.
I
For
mean,
real?
This is train business.
And the one talker is eating right now.
Yeah.
I took a bite of food. I'm sorry. Here. Greetings. What would be the how would I address something like a lower class that I don't know?
You wouldn't. You'd be like you there, I guess. If you want to find a nice way to, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Trying to think of a word like friend or like buddy or like champ or sport.
Pal.
Like, hey there, Bucko.
Hey.
Your boy, good boy.
Hey, good boy, Doji. Greetings. Is there something that we can do for you?
Yes, Doji-sama. You come with a cart? You are delivering goods?
We encountered this on the road and assisted him in escorting this and bringing it to the academy. They are effects of Doji Satsume bound for name of guy we're meeting.
Kikita Toshimoto.
There's so many names.
This is what notes are for.
Kakita Toshimoko.
It's also in chat.
It is, I'm sorry. Julie
I
boy.
give you everything. She goes, I will take it from here. Thank you 1,000 times, Doji-sama, for delivering this. And she will look directly up at Ryu, who was the servant, and go, you, come with me. We shall take that to Kikita Toshimoku immediately.
Of course. Thank you both for ensuring these reach him.
Of course, Doji-sama. It is our honor and pleasure. And I would imagine you like hop off the cart if you were riding on it or if you were walking beside it.
Yeah.
And then they pull it away, and everybody who escorted gains 1 glory for helping to deliver the final effects of Doji Satsumi to his brother-in-law Kikita Toshi. All right, so the next thing you all know is that you need to actually kind of go sign in for this thing.
We need to check in, get our badges. I've been to a con before.
Yeah, it's like checking into a con. That's pretty much correct. That's not wrong. So where is that? Okay, yeah, here we go. As you head back into the village of Tsuma, it's abuzz with activity today, as peasants and samurai move along the street on their business. The peasants all bow and wait for you to pass, while the samurai rush by without a second glass. Streamers have been affixed to the trees, and paper lanterns of colors of the great clans hang from the posts. Carp kites fly in the air, and glass chimes sing in the breeze, all welcoming contestants, observers, and other visitors to this year's Topaz Championship. You quickly make your way to the town magistrate's estate to formally register for the tournament. Then you're directed to the House of the Laughing Carp, the tea house and inn housing the contestants. As you step into the courtyard of the inn, a large voice catches your attention. "This is unacceptable!" bellows a lean, tall young man, still dusty from the road. His sea green attire and family crest mark him as a member of the Mantis clan, which is weird because that makes him a member of the minor clans, and they're not normally invited to the Topaz Championship. The samurai seems to be in mid-argument with the innkeeper, an utterly implacable peasant woman. "Forgive me, honored samurai. All my rooms are spoken for. If I should give you a room, I must displace another samurai, one who made these arrangements in advance. Perhaps you could try another boarding house in the village." "They are full!" the samurai hisses, struggling to regain his composure. The innkeeper notices your arrival and quickly turns to you and bows. "Honored guest, your rooms are waiting." So, context. Let me pull up my context note on this. This is a situation on the edge. Hitoshi, which is the name of this character, it looks like he's on the cusp of an unacceptable outburst. that could cost him both in terms of honor and social standing.
Hmm.
Being dismissed by a peasant is an insult to that same honor, and being forced to sleep outdoors would even be a worse insult and would hurt his chances in the championship. So, as samurai, courtesy and honor and respect don't dictate that you do something, but you may feel more compelled to act to protect a peer than you would in current society.
Do I notice anything about him, like a family symbols or anything that might tell us like more about who he is?
Yeah, he appears to be from the Mantis clan. The Mantis clan is especially known to the Crane, but all three of you, the Scorpion would have plenty of reasons to know the Crane, and being a coastal province, the Phoenix would also know who the Mantis are. They are a small clan that lives off the southeastern coast of Rokugan, on a series of islands. They are primarily known as traders and very good at ships and ship captaining, and are notable for a strange fighting style as well.
Oh, cool. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Do we have individual rooms at this inn?
So there are common rooms, essentially. The people get kind of grouped together in groups of 4 for
Okay.
narrative ease.
Oh yeah, it's almost like there are 4 of us.
Right?
Would there be room for a 5th?
Are you asking me? I don't know. Probably.
Just as far as the layout of a room, would there be enough physical room for a 5th person?
Probably. Yeah.
Would we have mats?
Yes, you would be sleeping on tatami mats.
Right. Would we have like an extra one that we could potentially use though?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I would imagine in your traveling kit is a sleeping mat, and a place like this would also provide mats, so you would have an extra mat.
Okay. Yeah. We've got. Okay. So we do have more. It would just be a matter of being in there instead of outside or in a tent or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Go for it.
Yay!
I'm gonna step forward,
Mhm.
just kind of put myself in the middle of the Mantis and the innkeeper, and without looking at the innkeeper, look up at the Mantis and say, the fortunes don't seem to have smiled upon you, but it would be unfortunate for you to not have room tonight. Would you care to share with us?
Make a courtesy earth check. First roll of the game. So what you'll do so what you'll do on your character sheet is you will go to your narrative sheet, the narrative mode. Go down to courtesy, which is under social skills. You'll see you might have a rank in that. I don't know. And then but then you'll have an approach. Click on the drop down and click on Earth.
Okay.
And then there's the little rolly thingy. And you can click on the little rolly thingy to get the result. Okay, so you got an exploding success. Gain 1 strife. Well, you can keep up to 2 dice because you have 2 rings, right? So the way the game works is you roll a number of ring dice and skill dice together. You take a look at the dice, see what the results are, and keep a number of dice equal to your ring dice that you want to keep. In this case, the only one you got a success on is the exploding die, right? So it's got an exploding die and a strife. You also got an opportunity. You could use that opportunity to gain some additional knowledge about the situation. You could use it to... There's lots of different... Like, you can use that to add a narrative spice in some way to the scene. But the first thing we do is, because you got an exploding die, you're going to want to re-roll that. And the easiest way to re-roll that, and this will give you possibly a free success, is if you look at the top of your narrative mode sheet, you'll see underneath the Legend of the Five Rings thingy is it says ring, right? If you just set that to 1 and hit the roller, it'll roll another die for you.
Oh, where it says roller. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. They have a simple like.
Yeah. Thank God, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. They done good with this sheet.
All you needed was one success. You do gain a stress because you're putting yourself in the middle. Is it stress? It's a
Strife.
Strife. Thank you. And as a quick note, if you're at the end of every scene, you reduce your strife down to half of your composure. So you will keep additional strife equal to 6 between scenes if you have a composure of 12, right? But anything above 6, if you have a composure of 12, would be reduced.
Just as a note too for the die.
Yeah.
If anybody's played like that Star Wars one that Fantasy Flight also made, it's kind of like a more condensed version of that.
Yes. Thank God. By the way, which is why I like it.
That's a big. Yeah, the Star Wars one's like a huge because there's like 5 different kinds of die, and it's yeah. I like this one a lot. This one's really cool. Yeah.
Awesome. So, with that, 2 things I want to do early on. I want to talk about why it stresses you out to do this, right? Because a big component of being in samurai culture is this dichotomy between what you're feeling and what you're showing, right? And so strife is how that manifests in the game. And one of the systems that I love the most about 5e, because it enshrines the emotional role-playing component, I think, in a meaningful way. So you've taken a little bit of stress. What was stressful about this situation to you?
The fact that I was the one to step forward before the crane. In Scorpion, there is a lot of emphasis on observation and analysis before acting.
Mm-hmm.
And in my particular case, I'm already shy. I am already somewhat meek. And making that fast analysis and stepping forward and intervening was unusual for me and put me in a stressful situation.
I love that. Okay. That's awesome. Cool. He will visibly calm down, seeing that someone has stepped in and says, "Thank you. I appreciate the offer and will humbly accept to share your room with you." And then the peasant woman goes, "This is very out of order, Scorpion-sama. This is not normally how we run our inn, but because there are tight circumstances here, I am absolutely willing to allow your wishes to be enacted upon here within my humble inn."
Your compassion is noted.
Thank you, Scorpion-sama. Good. I'm Hitoshi.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Hitoshi. I am Soshi. And I'm going to just gesture at them to introduce themselves because I don't talk.
Sayaka.
Sayaka-san.
I agree.
Rai-san. Ray-san. It is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you again for allowing me to stay with you. This is
Of course.
a lot of people in a small space.
Quite.
We'll
So
make
she-
do.
So, the rest of the day, as you all get settled in, will pass relatively uneventfully. This is the night before things begin. Is there anything you all want to accomplish before we move on?
I would like to speak with the innkeeper and make sure there is a good amount of raw meat for Hoshokusha.
I can
My
absolutely make that a priority for you.
Thank you so
Doji-sama.
much.
Of course.
I have a question about something that my character can do.
Yes.
It says for my school ability, and I got to get there first. Or was it? Was it under conflict?
That Tumblr is brought to you by Welcome to the Party. You can buy more great Welcome to the Party gear at sonerdwear.com using the code WELCOME at checkout to get 10% off your next purchase. Sorry. You gave me the opportunity and I had to do it.
My school ability says I can have a number of additional wards with prepared invocations up to your school rank.
Yes.
I know. How does that work exactly?
Wards?
Because Well, prepared invocations specifically and wards, but
So prepared invocations are things that take time to do. So there are invocations that you can do immediately, and there are invocations you must prepare. Let me bring up the rules. What is your actual question? What are you looking to accomplish?
in my downtime before everything starts, I wanted to prepare wards.
Okay.
And I could prepare one ward because my school rank is 1.
What wards do you have available to you?
I don't know, because that's the part that was confusing to me. I have invocations. I don't know that any of them are necessarily wards.
All right, let's take a look.
So I have Grasp of Earth and Jade Strike.
I am looking through the PDF right at the minute for wards. It's giving me a lot on awards. And some more awards. Stew wardship rewards. Okay, here we go. Especially wards through which they have mastered many techniques to identify and fight evil magic. Additional wards prepared to think wards require a ward rewards. Okay, so the key is active. You can pass through. No. Wards. Wards are parchment marked by mystic symbols. Preparation skill, composition. Ingredients, calligraphy set 1 boo of parchment, which is like 1 silver's worth of parchment. A character can place a ward on any surface to which it can be affixed. They write a condition on the ward, specifying the circumstance under which it is unleashed. When the ward's condition is fulfilled, the invocation activates at its current location. So that doesn't actually. Okay, so here we go. There's one called Threshold Barrier, which is you may make a TN2 theology check targeting any threshold or gate. We might need to hold off on that, and I might need to do some more research because I am not sure beyond those. There's only 3 mentions of it in the whole book. Perhaps if there is someone more experienced on L5R5E in chat, they could also tell us how wards actually work. But on a quick look, I can't seem to find them. And just to keep the action moving for now, let's figure it out. Either I'll take a look on break as well. But for now, let's move forward. So we're not stuck in the book for like 10 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
It was a curiosity that happened. I'm like, I might as well get that done now.
Yeah, let me do some more reading on that because I actually don't know. This is the first time we're all playing 5e, everyone. So we are still learning a bunch of the rules as we go, and that is a particularly arcane one. Of course, Rain had to choose something complicated. I love you.
Listen, what am I looking for? The abilities that I had last time were not nearly as complicated as this.
Right.
I could just have those in front of me and say, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do that thing. Okay, so did anybody else have... Oh, go ahead.
The way that I understand wards is that you can have an invocation, and basically you use the ward as kind of a delay on activating that invocation because it's not spending the time in the moment to prepare it.
Okay, so it's like a scroll.
Yeah.
So for
but
now...
you can place it on things. So
you can place it on a thing to protect it using, and like, should you set a condition under which then that invocation activates, right? And then should that condition be met, a creature with Shadowlands taint crosses this threshold, right? A condition
Cool.
would then cause the invocation to trigger. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that is what we will call it for now, as an easy peasy way to navigate that. So if you have an invocation you want to turn into a ward at the moment, you should feel free.
Cool.
Then yes, I would like to take Grasp of Earth and turn that into a ward.
Okay. What does Grasp of Earth do?
Go to techniques. Go to invocations. Grasp of Earth. As an attack action, you may make a TN2 Theology Earth check, targeting 1 creature at range bands of 0 to 2.
Okay.
If you succeed, you summon cracks in the earth. Each target suffers supernatural damage equal to your earth ring and must resist a TN4 fitness check, and then parentheses air 2, water 5, or suffer the prone condition.
Okay. So
And then-
you are. Oh, go ahead.
And then there are a couple of opportunity options.
All right. So do you want to make the check? You will inscribe it.
Which is
On a
a
thing.
composition check, isn't it?
Yes. So you will need to make a composition. You will start with a composition check, and you can choose the approach you would like. So for approaches, you choose a ring that you want to use in order to make the roll. These rings flavor the way that you do it, right? And what's great is, I love this character sheet so much, because what's great is, if you, in narrative mode, hover over the actual skill heading, like artisan skill or martial skill, it'll tell you what those approaches are. Right?
Oh,
And
okay.
so for composition, you could refine something, you could restore something, invent something, adapt would make a lot of sense here. I think attune would make a lot of sense here.
I think I'm basically going to sit with my calligraphy set in front of me and the paper I'm going to use as a ward. And I'm going to sit and meditate and attune myself to the invocation that I have been taught.
Okay.
And once I feel ready, I'll just do quick strokes and put the invocation down on the ward.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to do then is make a void composition, a void comp test. Oh my god, it's Blade Runner, sorry. A void and competition, or a composition test.
Ooh,
Composition.
that's what I did.
Oh, I can't speak. So you got another exploding die. So you rolled 4 die, got an exploding die and a strife on 1 die. So you can go ahead and re-roll that black die using the same thing you did before.
Okay, so it was ring, wasn't it?
Yes, that is 1 ring die.
One. So
And you
so
just
I would
re-roll
put,
1.
my ring value is 3. I'd put in 3.
No. You just re-roll. Because it's an exploding die, you get to roll that die again and get whatever's on it.
Okay.
So you just do in the roll, in that little roller on the right-hand side, in the black die spot, type 1, and then hit roll. You did it twice, but that's okay. We'll take
That's
this as
my
the
mouse.
first one. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you'll have 2 successes and a strife. So for the strife, you're sitting there meditating as you prepare to impart this script with your magical goodness. Lude, what is the strife that you take from this? Why is this a little difficult for you?
Probably because this is the first time I'm using this outside of my family's lands. This is the first time I'm in a very strange place. I am surrounded by people that I don't necessarily know that well, and it's been drilled into me that I don't trust. I am loyal to my people, and everyone else is a danger to me, basically.
Awesome.
So that will kind of interrupt my meditations as I'm trying to attune to the invocation.
Sweet. Okay, so now you can make your invocation roll and put that on there.
Invocation techniques. How do
Which
I do an
is,
invocation? It's
It should stay within the invocation itself. They're normally like a TN2 Earth Theology check or something like that.
Yep, TN2 Earth Theology.
Hey, look at that. I learned something. Yay.
Where is theology? Theology should be down here. There we go.
Okay, so you failed. Hang on. I see a thing. If you failed, determine the easiest way to accomplish the task. Provide assistance, remove 1 strife you gain from the check this way. And this was at Earth? For sure,
Yes.
another character will call a poor piece of failure. So I would like to create a house rule.
Okay.
3 opportunities equal 1 success.
Oh.
Because it is kind of ridiculous that you're like, I find all these amazing things out.
You can't use any of them, but
I can't use any of them, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that is fair because and this is one of my problems with like the Genesis system generally, is there's some weird skewy results, right? Like rolling 4 dice and getting 4 opportunity and a strife and no successes, right? So I would like to enshrine in our first session 3 opportunity equals 1 success.
Not they turn into a success.
They essentially coalesce into a single die that has 1 success on it.
Yeah. So I just want to I want to make sure it wasn't like they become a success and you keep the opportunity still.
No, you absolutely do not keep the opportunity. You go, I would like to cash these 3 opportunity in for 1 success. Essentially, it's you going, I'm going to screw this up. Oh, wait, but I figured it out, right? And I'm going to burn through
work your way through it. I like it, yeah.
Okay. And we'll say that you take the stress this time. I'm going to narrate this one because you think you're going to fuck it up. You're getting a little stressed out by trying to do all this stuff, like in a essentially around a lot of people you don't know. You've got a big deal thing happening starting tomorrow. And at first you're like, oh God, I'm not gonna be able to pull this off, this thing I've been training for my whole life. But then you're like, oh wait, yes, whoosh. And then I like to think using that void technique, you go into this no mind space where you just do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, cool. So you now, what is the triggering actions for this ward?
Can I use a word as a triggering action?
Yes.
Okay, then I will use Yuki as the word.
Okay.
No, because they're going to say my name. Never mind.
Yeah, but you could...
That would be awkward.
Here's the thing. You can say, I have to say Yuki.
Okay, yeah,
and
that'll do.
And it is your magic that you're weaving, so you're smart enough to know, even if you say Kuroyuki, then it won't trigger, right? It would have to be specifically Yuki. Right.
Yeah. If I'm saying Kuroyuki, then I'm imagining myself. If I'm saying Yuki, then I'm imagining snow.
Yes. Indeed. Okay. So you now have this inscribed. Where are you placing it?
That one's going to stay with me, and I'm going to place it when we go in for the tournament.
Okay. Interesting. The tournament is going to happen in multiple locations.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's staying with me until we go in.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay. Love it. So the night will wrap up uneventfully unless you all have other things that you want to accomplish.
So the Mantis clan is a lower clan. It's like one of the
It is a minor clan. There are yes, there are a series of minor clans in Rokugan who have not attained or who were never great clans. And the reason they weren't is because their clans were not descended from the 10 kami. Who are the children of Father Moon and Mother Sun. 1,000 years ago or more, the kami descended through a mythical cutting of the gut in a similar way to Zeus and Athena bouncing out of the head, right? In Western mythology. And so they have grown up around normally a single personality who established a clan at some point and has had the ability to perpetuate that line over time. The notable ones are Dragonfly, which is allied to the dragon. Mantis, who are kind of their own thing off in the islands. Fox is another big one. And then what's another big one? No, those are 3 biggies. Our Dragonfly, Fox, and Mantis are 3 of the bigger minor clans.
Okay.
With the Mantis being the biggest. They are not quite the power of a great clan, but they're probably the most powerful minor clan.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I guess how's the thing gonna work tomorrow? Like
from what you understand, it is a 3-day tournament.
Okay.
You will do a number of events on the first day and the second day. Points are accrued, and those who score enough points pass and are able to achieve their Genpuku at the Topaz Championship.
Okay.
The person who scores the highest number of points becomes the Topaz Champion for the next year and is required to come and be one of the judges next year. It is a position of great honor. And on the third day, there is a dueling, because it's a Kakita Dueling Academy, there is a duel as well. There's a dueling championship as well that everyone is expected to participate in. Even if, you normally aren't a katana wielding sort of bushi.
Sure.
Yeah. As to the specifics of what events are when, you're not sure. It's different every year.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, and we don't have to like role play the whole thing out, but I would like to invite Hitoshi to share a drink with me
For sure.
and basically try to like make friends with him, earn his favor. Just like kind of like talk like ask him about like where he came from and stuff, joke around with him a little bit about like, oh, did you forget to secure lodging when you were coming in, or what happened there? Like just
No,
just kind of like
my name was on the ledger. We sent word here. That's why it was so frustrating. I should have had a room.
that's very odd indeed.
Yes. I don't understand why it would have been taken off.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
I'm suddenly extremely suspicious of this man now.
Okay. You could make a check if you want to check out how sincere he's being.
Sure.
All right.
I love that the sudden silences are literally just us figuring out our new characters.
Right.
What-
Like, how would I figure that out? I would say it's a courtesy check.
Courtesy? I'm good at courtesy.
Yes, I would say it's you trying to figure out if he's being honest to you, which I am
Yeah.
going to call, in this case, a courtesy check.
Okay.
And the approach is your own to choose.
Sure. I'm gonna say, since it's deducing whether someone's lying to me,
Mhm.
I'm going to do it through the own ways I've been taught, because I've gone to be a courtier.
Right.
So
The Doji Bone School? Yes.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to basically like, okay, so if he's lying to me, he would be doing this. That sounds right. So I'm gonna go with air, which is trick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Oh,
two.
crap, I got 2 strife.
You got 2 strike, but you also got 2 exploding successes. So
Oh, okay.
you can keep up to 3 dice. You can also choose to re-roll those 2 dice. So you
Okay.
got 2 exploding successes, 1 regular success, and 2 strife. So do you want to re-roll your exploding successes?
How does the reroll work? Do I have to keep the new result?
No, they are additional dice
Oh, cool.
That
Yeah,
you
totally. I
can-
will.
that you can keep.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay. So now you've got an
Exact same.
opportunity for strife. So no, these are additional dice. So you're now keeping 5 dice.
Okay.
2 of which must be the 2 exploding dice. And then 2 of which must be the rerolls from the exploding dice, right? And so you're obviously going to want to keep the other success. So essentially your total, which is awesome, is 4 successes, 4
Mhm.
strife, and an opportunity.
Okay.
And you used air. So
Mhm.
with air, you can, if you failed, you didn't, so it doesn't matter. You can remove 1 strife gained from the check this way per opportunity spent. You
Ooh,
can,
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
okay, you can learn another character in the scene's demeanor and current strife.
Mhm.
You can act subtly to attract minimal attention to your efforts. Those are what you can do with air opportunities.
Actually, that third one's really good too.
Yeah, the demeanor one.
Or the one where I like it. I like make sure I'm being like subtle enough.
Oh yeah, you're being super subtle. Yeah, I think either of those are good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm super subtle. I'm making it seem like this is just. Oh, you're in our room. This is super casual. I'm not trying to manipulate you.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you will take 4 strife.
Okay.
Why is it hard for you to be super subtle in getting this information out of him?
I think just we've been traveling all day, and like I was expecting to just kind of like relax for the night before getting in, but now
Yeah.
it's like, oh crap, now I got to do my courtier thing. Okay.
Yeah, love it. I gotta put my face back on. Oh, damn it. Okay.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I was gonna soak in the hot spring. I was gonna play with Hoshoku Sha for a while.
Yeah. So you find out a couple of things about him.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the conflict stream.
Yeah.
Where I control. Cool.
So the first thing he just seems hesitant, because of all the Great Clan samurai in the room. If he seems weird, you're pretty sure it's because he's around people who are naturally, in his mind, his betters, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
You also find out through the course of conversation that he served on a couple of different ships growing up. His father was a trader from the Mantis clan, that he's very capable with a bow. And he was very surprised to be invited. And you know this as well, being a doji, and kind of being in the sorts of circles where like high tournaments and things happen, is that it's odd for a minor clan person to be invited to the Topaz Championship. And he is also surprised by that. He tries to hide it, but you rolled 4 successes, so you are easily able to like draw all of that information out of him.
Huh. Interesting.
Rainbow.
So like he would normally his Genpuku would be a much smaller deal, basically. Okay.
In general, Genpukus are a family affair.
Okay.
Even in major clans, only the best and brightest are invited to the Topaz Championship.
Okay.
Yeah. And you were not the only Crane here. Ray's not the only Phoenix here. There's actually, because of how things work out, there's 2 Unicorn, 2 Crane, 2 Phoenix, and 2 Scorpion, and then 1 of everybody else.
Ah, fun.
Who would have thought?
Okay.
Thoughts, questions?
Whoop.
Whoop.
I'm just thinking through it in my head now. Would it be a thing that they would invite him and then like mess with him by doing something like this?
Who they?
That's the thing. I don't know who they would be, but like
so
it being weird for him to be invited at all and then showing up and being like, "Oh no, we don't have a room for you." Like
the invitations, so each of the clans tends to put in a bid for who they want to send. And then invitations are sent out from the Kakita Dueling School. Normally in consultation with the outgoing Topaz champion and their runner-up, both of whom have roles to play in the tournament ahead. So that is the group of people, the Kakita Dueling Academy, Toshimoko and his people, and then last year's champion and last year's runner-up are the people who send out these invitations.
Okay. So I don't think that, but I'm going to make him think that I think that. So what I do is let's see. Boo.
Character development.
I'm trying to think of the right Bushido code that what I'm about to say would fit under, because I'm gonna like try to like appeal to his sense of being a Bushido.
Yeah. His sense of Bushido. It's not of being a Bushido. Where's the code? It should be on here somewhere.
It's on the background.
Yeah, it's in the background.
Okay.
Probably. What would like?
Good.
Probably courage. I was thinking like I'm gonna try to appeal to like his like oh, he must be like being vigilant against all threats. It would probably be courage.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna say is something to the effect of like as this is when we're becoming samurai, we must fully embody each of the pieces of the code. I understand we must expect everyone else to as well, but even so, we must be courageous and vigilant against any unforeseen circumstances. It may be good to have allies in these events since we don't know exactly what's going to happen. If I notice anything, I can inform you, and I would appreciate the same from you, my new friend.
I would be happy to do so, Sayaka-san. Are you worried that there might be something happening?
I I have been taught. Ooh, okay. No, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm an artist, as well as a courtier and a samurai. In a painting, what is most visible on the canvas may not be the true intent of the person wielding the brush.
I understand your meaning, and I will do my best to be wary.
Of course.
I'm
Love
just
this game.
right. It's all about like, what's the perfect twist of the word, right?
I know.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, that was my main thing. I was wanted to like try to like wheel him into being like kind of helpful to me if I need it. So awesome. And then yeah, I think that's all I wanted to do for the night.
Okay. Ray, was there anything you wanted to do this evening?
Probably not. Just kind of relax, prepare, meditate, all those good things.
Keeping it toit.
Yeah.
Yeah, respect. Yep. Okay. So then the rest of the night, some tea sipping, some sake drinking, and then you slip off to bed. It's a few hours into the night as you're all asleep, and Ray, you awaken with no clear sense of why. You find that a light is shining in the courtyard outside the paper screen door of your room. What do you do?
Going to go quietly see if I can figure out what's up.
Coming out of the room and into the courtyard, you find a stern-faced older man kneeling by a formal tea set with 5 mats around it, including the one that he's kneeling on, set at a low table in the center of the courtyard. Moonlight shimmers on his blue and emerald silk kimono as he gestures for you to join him. Kaito-chan, would you gather your companions and come sit tea with me?
Of course. So I'll
Please do not bring the one called Hitoshi.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. That's right, because fuck that guy.
To get a slap at the Mantis clan.
all right, so I will go in and wake my companions, except Hitoshi.
That guy. All right. Kurioki, Sayaka, you gonna go with?
Sure.
Yeah, but when I see the setup, do I get a sense that there is a spirit involved here?
Yes, actually, Ray, you do as well. This guy's definitely a spirit. Yeah, this is you don't even need to roll. Both of you being Shugenja or mystically attuned in some way, both know. And Ray having a pet ghost. Yeah, this is a spirit. Yeah. Yes.
Ghosty shit going outside, guys.
Invited us for a tea ceremony in the middle of the night.
Yes. Most definitely a ghost. All right. So
Just so the game master is aware,
yes.
I have 6th sense. So even if a spirit is not willing to show itself, typically I know it's there.
Yep.
But in case that comes up in the future.
There's more than one spirit here at the moment. There's the one you can see, and then another one lingering somewhere nearby. Yes. Once you've all entered this courtyard, it's a number of stones, flagstones, ornately cut in the center of like a very fine gravel garden around it. There's a small red table with 5 mats arrayed in a circle around it, and there is a formal tea set standing there. You've seen him before, Sayuki. That's Doji Satsume. He's supposed to be dead.
Wait, the dude with the tea?
The dude, yes. That's Doji, who's supposed to be dead. Yes. You know who your former Crane Clan champion and Emerald champion was, because you're, yeah. That's Doji Satsume.
Wait. Okay.
Your decorum. Keep your decorum. Keep it all inside.
Push those emotions down. Get down there. So there's probably just like a split second of like a couple extra blinks, and then coming out to the courtyard, and then like
Excellent. He will say, "Come, sit with me." And he looks at the four of you. Who will pour the tea? It appears he wants one of you to perform a tea ceremony.
oh shit, I don't know how to do tea ceremonies.
I don't have the specific tea ceremony, but I do have tea as my passion.
So,
Oh, cool.
tea ceremony is a performance check.
Okay.
It's a performance void check. So, whoever would like. Somebody should probably step
There's
up.
performance. I will. Okay.
Huh? Okay, Ray.
I would be happy to do that.
All right.
Performance void.
Okay, so performance and void. You got 2 successes, a strife, and an opportunity, and you can keep
Nice.
up to 3 of these dice.
Okay.
Would you like to
So
keep all 3 that have results, or would you want
Yeah.
to drop the one with the strife?
I'll keep all 3 with results.
Okay, so you are able to, with your success, remove 1 strife you gain from the check this way. Choose another ring other than void, reduce the TN of your next check by 1 using that ring, or detect a sign of the supernatural if there is a spiritual disturbance in the scene. So it feels like you want to use that to remove the 1 strife. Yeah?
Say again?
Do you want to use that to remove the 1 strife?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 successes is great. You're able to kneel down on the mat. Everybody kneels down kind of around you, 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and directly across from you is Doji Satsume, who kneels as well, as you begin the intricate dance of the tea ceremony, pouring it properly, ensuring it's brewed properly, moving it from cup to cup in the right movement. And as you finish, he seems satisfied and he smiles at you. And he'll look at each of you. Thank you for coming.
It is our honor.
You are the aspirants from the Topaz Championship who delivered my belongings to my brother-in-law.
Yes.
Yes.
If I may ask of you a favor.
Of course.
I would like you to ensure that Hitoshi, the young mantis, survives the championship. He needs to become a samurai worthy of his father.
Are you? Is there a worry that he may not pass this events?
Words like cut of the sword can never be called back once spoken.
Certainly true.
Is it his own words or somebody else's that cause worry?
Worry flows like a river through this land, digging deep into the earth.
Well, and I'm saying this to my companions and not my ghost great
Yes.
uncle.
Yes.
Just as a note to them. Now that it's become a thing, I should probably tell them. I did spend a bit of time getting to know Hitoshi and formed a alliance partnership. I'm not sure what the best word would be, but like we agreed to have each other's backs in the events, so I guess I did a good. Said in a much less memey way.
Yes, yeah.
I speak in memes. I'm sure Sayaka doesn't.
Yeah.
Eat.
And he'll look at each of you in turn. Waiting for some kind of response.
I will do what I can to help him.
Thank you, Kaito-san.
If I can help in the mantis's survival, then I will.
Thank you, Toshi-san.
I can think of no greater honor than to assist with the former champion in this task.
Thank you, Toji-san. And Munokoi will also respond to the affirmative. Thank you, Oda-san. I must take my leave shortly, but if there is anything else you wish to converse about.
He, out of character, his death was like, seemed okay, but also seemed not okay, right?
It seemed unexpected.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Would it be a check to ask him about that in a non-weird way? Or would it be like not weird to be like, yo, so like, were you murdered?
The circumstances of your death caused some confusion.
Yeah, make a courtesy water check.
Okay.
Hey, look, so you've got 2 strife, an exploding success, 2 successes, and an opportunity.
Cool.
You can keep up to 3 of the, and that's on 3 dice. That's great.
Yeah, cool. I'm not going to reroll. I'm just going to use one of the opportunities to pop off one of the strife.
Pop it off.
And then, yeah, I'll keep the 3 or 4 successes.
4 you can only keep 3 dice.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Then yeah, the 1 success, the 1 success with a strife.
Yep.
And then the opportunity and success, and then just strife for opportunity, and then 3 successes.
Sweet. So that would be no strife. And 3 successes. So you asking him if he's dead? Is that essentially what you're like? Aren't you dead?
Like, kind of like I think I'll like go back in the doji like area. We were told that your death had come unexpectedly. I am wondering like was it also unexpected for you?
How do ghost?
Yeah, exactly. Like how but how though? But why though?
I don't believe I am dead. If I were dead, who is sitting here with you enjoying this tea? And he takes a sip of it. Ah, a lovely brew. By the way, Ray Kodioki, definitely a ghost.
I see.
How would this
Sip.
I would say even a spirit long past can enjoy a fine tea.
It's true. Doji Sayaka. Why am I blanking? I blanked on your name. Sayaka. Well, first of all, he'll look at you, Kodioki, and he'll just give a wry smile and nod. One other thing you know, there is turmoil at the head of the Crane clan. There were always little rumors about his 3 kids, Doji Satsume's 3 kids, one of whom is now Crane clan champion, Doji Hotaru. And then there was Doji Kawanan and Doji Shitsue, there was always some turmoil between them all. That is apropos of nothing other than the general knowledge you would have.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I must then take my leave. And he stands up and bows.
Bow back.
So I will bow.
Being definitely of a lower rank than him, you would all bow more deeply than him.
Right.
Right. And so when your heads come back up, he's gone.
Is the tea still there?
Yes, but it's cold.
I'll sip it anyways. It's good quality.
Yeah.
Set it down. I don't want cold tea.
Cold tea's gross.
It is rude to refuse a gift. Tea.
It was made in the tea ceremony. It was beautiful. I must enjoy the result.
What happens next?
How much sleep have we had?
3 or 4 hours.
So enough that if we stayed up, it wouldn't affect us all too much the next day?
It's a big day tomorrow.
Oh, I'm going back to sleep.
Okay.
That's a nice midnight tea with a ghost. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing. I'll go back and I'll doze, but I'll try to keep some part of me aware of my surroundings.
Do you have some special ability that allows you to be both awake and asleep at the same time?
No, but it's this weird thing. It's player knowledge. It's this weird thing where, when you go mostly asleep, but you have become so paranoid of your surroundings that the littlest twitch will wake you up again.
Yes.
Basically, I'm aiming for that.
Okay.
Well, you said you had the sixth sense thing, right?
Yeah, but if I'm asleep, I could be dead to the world for all I know.
Oh.
Or just dead. I'm totally kidding. You're not dead. Okay. You will be able to be as vigilant as possible while sleeping. And that was my vague answer to your question.
Okay.
Yeah. And someone starts playing a bouzouki in the background.
Oh.
It's probably not a bouzouki. That's a Eastern European instrument, stringed. Probably not that, actually.
It was a ukulele played by a 5-year-old.
Oh,
I chuck the
that's
teacup and say, people are trying to sleep.
Cute. All right. So you're all slipping back off to sleep then? Some of you are more wary sleep than others?
Yes.
Okay. As you all go back to bed the night before the Topaz Championship, this is where we're going to take our first break. So thank you all for hanging out with us today. You've been keeping chat, killing it. I think everyone seems to be enjoying. So first half in, what do you all think of L5R so far?
I'm having a blast.
Yeah, this is I'm trying to tread very carefully on decorum and manners versus I know that my Scorpion really wants to know a lot of things.
I must find out all the things. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, stop. Cancel. Okay. Stop. No. Okay. Whew. Sorry. I nearly did a wrong thing. And then I didn't do a wrong thing. And I felt better about it. And everything will be okay. Okay. So we will be right back in just a moment. Thank you all for hanging out with us. And thank you to our Patreon supporters, who you will see all of those amazing Patreon supporters during our break. We'll be back soon. Und wir kommen back in. Jawohl. Welcome back to the second half, where if you're on the podcast, episode 2 of Steel Blossom Moon, a Legend of the Five Rings role-playing game, brought to you by Welcome to the Party. When last we met our intrepid adventurers before they break, or in the last episode, I'm trying a new thing today to see if this works out. Our party had made their way to the city of Tsuma, where they are to participate in the Topaz Championship. They helped a young or an elderly man carrying the remains of Doji Satsume, all of his stuff, back to the Kikita Dueling Academy. Doji Satsume being the former Emerald champion who died recently and unexpectedly, and whose brother-in-law, Kikita Toshimoko, runs the Kikita Dueling Academy. They got there, they met a Mantis clan samurai, which is a minor clan here in Rokugan, named Hitoshi, who apparently was denied a room where he was supposed to be able to stay for the Emerald Championship, and our Doji courtier, Doji Sayaka, struck up a relationship, a friendship, we will say, with young Hitoshi. Yes?
Does he want to bang me?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely, he does. You always know that because Ben's blessing.
I want to put that out there. I have a power that lets me know when people want to bang me.
Yes. Sure.
So, because I am blessed by the fortune Ben 10.
I can sense spirits wherever I am. You can sense who wants to bang you.
Yeah, you know, it's a you know.
Bondar.
The fortunes gaze upon their subjects in different ways.
It is true. Quite literally a gift.
Yes. All right. And our party was visited by a strange visitation of a ghost as they were sleeping the night before the beginning of the Topaz Championship. It turned out to be the ghost of Doji Satsume, who asked them to look over Hitoshi and make sure that he passed the Topaz Championship. He doesn't need to be champion, he just needs to make it through A, alive, and B, turn into a samurai at the end of it and, you know, not get killed. So, we meet our party the morning of the tournament itself. Now, I have a thing to read. Yes. There it is. There's my thing to read. It's all in my notes right here. The next morning dawns as pure and golden as the voice of a lark. You make your way across the river to the sandy courtyard and training field of the Kikita Dueling Academy, where the gray-haired sensei, Kikita Toshimoko, stands upon a dais with a member of the Dragon Clan, wearing the regalia of the Topaz champion, a white-clad priest, a young scorpion bushi, and a number of representatives from each clan. As everyone begins to gather, you notice that there are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 total aspirants here. The 4 of you, Hitoshi, and then another representative from each of the 7 great clans. Kikita Toshimoko, who's this spry, sort of wiry, elderly gentleman. He's probably in his mid to late 50s with long, flowing gray hair that he's dyed these white streaks into. He carries this incredibly ornate-looking daisho. Comes up and goes, "Aspirants, you carry upon your shoulders the weight of your ancestors, the honor of your families, and the hope for the future of the Emerald Empire. Act with honor, be brave, and show your worth to truly become a samurai. Today's events will be sumai, formal wrestling, heraldry, athletics, horseback riding, and conduct. Tomorrow will be weaponry, poetry, law, go, and archery. And finally, on the 3rd day, we will have the dueling competition. And then we'll all get very drunk together off the finest sake in this or any other holding anywhere in the Emerald Empire in celebration of your success or in commiseration with your failure. Now, please direct all additional questions to Kitsuki Yukimi-san over there, our champion from last year, or the runner-up, Bayushi Sugai-san." At this, a white-clad priest emerges to bless the assembly, and the contest proper begins. Kitsuki Yukimi actually comes up and kind of acts as the shepherd for the group, and leads you all as a unit from this point forward. But is there anything anybody wants to interject right here? Any thoughts or actions or anything?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, sweet. You're taken to the first event. The first event is sumai, which is wrestling. The group of you is led to a wrestling ring with a wide sand square with a white circle of chalk drawn to take up most of the space. standing there is this towering, shirtless samurai who's wearing the blue and black striped gi that identify him as a member of the Crane clan. Oh, I'm sorry, the Crab clan. He looks at you, each of you in the eye, and goes, "Each of you, draw a token from the clay jar. Find the person with the same color token. This will be your partner. Remember, in Tsuma, as in life, a steady stance creates a solid foundation for success."
Oh, fuck.
That is a hint, by the way, to what approach you should be using for this.
Rock steady.
Miss FYI. So as each of you go up, it looks like Soul's character gets paired with Hitoshi. Sayaka, you are actually paired with Tsubasa, who is hang on, let me get up his description real quick. Kitsu Tsubatsu of the Lion Clan, who are, your notable rivals in the world. You both have a yellow token. But he looks to be more like a Shugenja than any sort of actual fighter. So it's going to be you, a courtier, wrestling a Shugenja. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Ray, you were paired with a Crab Clan merchant named Yasuki Jun, who appears to be drinking a little bit of sake. Like, he's got a little flask on him that he keeps sneaking. And Kuroyuki, you are paired with Shiba Toya, who's just kind of this quiet-looking phoenix gentleman who, where's it at? Where's this little descriptive thingy? He has to, like, stare really closely at the thing, like maybe he's nearsighted or something. But yeah. With that, each of you are going to square off with your opponent one at a time. I will tell you whether or not you won or passed. You will get points based on how well you do and if you choose the right approach. I've given you the hint already for what the approach is. So we could do this in some contrived order, but who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right. So you come off. It is classical to strip off your kimono and go in shirtless, or minorly covered for the ladies in the audience, because apparently they have American mores in Rokugan where there's no nips. Who knows? It's a nipless world out there. Which makes
Dang
me
FCC,
sad.
man.
Yeah. There's the FCC problems. But you are first. So all you will need to do for me is tell me how you approach the ring. Tell me how you engage in this wrestling match with a member of the Phoenix clan who seems to be martially trained.
My first inclination is to set myself solidly, like just adopt a nice solid stance and let him come to me.
Okay.
But as I'm doing that, I want to study him and see basically how he changes in response to my settling myself.
Yeah, I've now decided that you just wear pasties with a clan mon on them. And that's how that's going to work. Because I think that's more evocative.
Scorpions on the nip.
Yeah. Nippians.
Oh,
it's great.
The stinging tails. I mean, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's a good moment there. All right. So you're going to set yourself in a very stance-y, like, let him come at you stance, right?
Yeah.
And he will take the opportunity to do so. So what I would like you to do is make a martial arts check, unarmed martial arts, with the ring of your choice, which I believe you said, it sounded like you described Earth, but I might be wrong.
I was describing Earth, but I was studying him to see how he moved.
Okay.
So.
He moves aggressively.
Okay.
As if to make sure things end quickly.
In that case, so I wanted to set myself in Earth, but as soon as he moved, I wanted to shift myself into water.
Okay. So remember, and I'm just gonna. This is the last reminder I get. You've
Okay.
been given a hint as to what stance.
Yeah. It's,
But it's up to you in the end. It is.
So-
I'm not gonna make you do anything, but I am gonna remind you that you were given a big hint.
Is it winning, losing gives us points, or is it them watching us and how we perform that gets us points?
Both.
Both. Okay.
that crap. Then I'll just do Earth. I will do
Okay.
Earth. Where are my? Oh, there they are. Martial skills, and it's unarmed Earth.
It is unarmed earth or water if you really want.
I think it's the same either way.
All right, so you've got 2 successes so far. That's awesome. 2 strife as well, but you've got an exploding success, so you can reroll. You reroll that freely.
Okay.
Yeah, and keep it as well, should you so choose. Well, you'll only be able to keep 2 of these. No, with an exploding die, you're able to keep the additional dice. That is correct. So go ahead and roll. So you got 2 successes. That is enough to both have impressed the judge and to do fairly well. In the end, you will not have beaten him, but even though you're a Shugenja, Shiba, I lost his name again because I'm terrible. I literally have it right here. Shiba Toya seems impressed by your ability to like stand in there and fight and be a part of it and not like back away. So you did well.
Do I mark down the 2 strife?
You do mark down the 2 strife.
Okay.
Indeed. I need to check one thing because I'm keeping score of all this as we go. Okay. Yep. Actually, you met the hidden TN, but not the I win outright TN. So that is the points you get, and you will know at the end of the day how many points you have. Okay. So who wants to go next for the wrestlings?
I will.
Sure.
All right. So you were up against the crane? No. You were up against Yasuki Jun, a little bit drunk crab merchant, who is just kind of doing one of those like sort of weaving stances as he starts. Weaving almost drunken wrestling. Or maybe he's just drunk, you're not sure.
I will go into the ring and, feet shoulder width apart, very calm, centered, ready for him to come to me. Yeah.
All right. He will actually circle around you for a good long while first, and he'll do a little like, oh, you don't want to come at me? Why don't you want to come at me? Are you worried?
I am not worried.
Should be. And then he comes at you. And so go ahead and make your unarmed martial arts and whatever ring you chose.
Earth.
Okay, so not so great. He comes up and he wraps you around the waist and just takes you right down. But having chosen the right, you get some credit, not a lot. So you rolled no successes, sadly. But you did get one opportunity. So you see him coming, but it's just not enough to stop him, as even though he's drunk, he like wraps you in almost this monkey grab around your shoulder and the other one around your waist, wraps his leg around you, and it's down. Yeah.
Not
Sorry.
a close combat. Person.
And then he gets up and said, "You should have been worried,"
Perhaps.
and steps back. Sayaka.
Sure.
You are up against. Oh, that's right. You're up against Kitsuki Tsubasa,
Right.
who is Ikoma Tsubasa? Kitsuki? Ikomasuki? Kitsu Tsubasa, who is a Lion Clan Shugenja. Yeah.
Righto.
Itsuki Koma? Thank you. So how do you approach? What's your deal?
So I'll I'll strip down as we are supposed to, go up to the ring, and then kind of like plant my feet and get them like kind of dug into the dirt a little bit.
Okay.
watch his movements and try to like, yeah, when he comes, try to like take it and then push him back and
I love
take care
it.
of him that way.
So using his momentum against him,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay.
Is
Awesome.
that still Earth?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep. So go ahead and make your Earth plus martial arts check.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, you got an exploding success and a strife, so
Cool.
you can roll that again. No success on that one. So you're actually in it for a minute. You can remove one of your stress, however. You will take one.
Okay, cool.
Or strife. I'm sorry, strife. I will get the terms right as we go through this. But you will, in the end, be defeated, sadly. And score an X number of points based off of your choice of stances. So last but not least, because I have to roll for him, will be Munakoi, who will also not be dumb and take the Earth stance, because the first guess is actually pretty obvious. And we'll make the roll. The first, his clue was way the most obvious of the clues. So he has no dice and unarmed, and a Earth of 2. So this could go poorly. Oh, hey, look at that. 1 success, 1 opportunity, and 1 strife. Well, we'll drop the strife with the opportunity and take the 1 success, which is not quite enough to beat his opponent either, which was Hitoshi, who was able to actually pull him to the ground.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah. And, all right. Doink. So, having finished, everybody else tends to finish as well. And the person who it appears did the best was the Scorpion, actually. Bayushi Mei-Lin was just able to just have like this perfect sort of technique as she was able to come in and like just in a flash take somebody down and won the round on this one. Cool. Do you guys have anything? You are going to be taken over to your next event. Is there anything you want to do in between as you walk over? This will be the Heraldry event. Any interactions you want to have, anything like that? Ow.
I definitely need to get some calligraphy in at some point, because I'm getting up there in strife.
Okay.
Do you remove strife with your passions?
You do remove strife with your passions. You need to take a scene, essentially, to interact with your passions meaningfully, and it gets rid of your strife.
Yeah.
So the tea ceremony wouldn't have counted?
So if you had above half of your composure, you still would have... No, you know what? If your passion is tea and you did a tea ceremony, you're back to 0 strife.
Sure. 1 strife. I think it only takes off 3.
Oh, 3. Yeah, you are correct. It takes off 3. So your passion being tea, you take off 3 strife from doing the tea ceremony. Awesome.
Nice. Cool. I think just on the way, I'll congratulate Hitoshi on winning his match.
Thank you. I was very glad to be able to beat your friend. I realize how that sounds coming out now, and I apologize deeply.
I understand your intent.
Thank you. All right. Having cleaned up from the wrestling match and replaced your pasties with fresh ones, and now in a fresh kimono and gi, you are shepherded. Very important. Very, very important.
Do we need to wear them for the heraldry?
You absolutely need to wear them for the heraldry. But here's the thing:
It's
no one will know.
To always wear fresh pasties.
But you'll know, and that's what matters.
You see.
You're heralded to the outside of a large, ornate-looking tent with white and blue swirls. In fact, when the wind takes the tent, it looks as if it's rolling clouds. Standing out front is a middle-aged, graceful-looking crane woman wearing a beautiful kimono with her personal mon on the left and her clan mon on the right of her chest. There are a number of tatami mats sitting in the grass outside the tent for you to wait your turn. As you all come and take a seat, she says, "Welcome, honored contestants. Please be seated. Each of you, in turn, will enter this tent and attempt to identify the heraldry that you see. Consider that the design of each heraldic emblem contains clues as to its origin that can be unlocked with careful study. One by one, people keep going up. Ray, you were the first of your group to be called in. In front of you, the first mon is actually really easy for you. It's the Phoenix clan. That's simple. You're like, oh yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I'm wearing that.
Yeah. The second mon is actually relatively easy for you because you just wrestled someone wearing that family mon. It's the Yasuki family mon. And those two you get right away. But what I need from you to do the 3 more difficult ones is a TN2 culture check. And it can be culture plus whatever approach you think is appropriate from the clues you've been given.
Oh, this is going to go badly. So I will sit with them quietly for a moment and analyze them.
Okay.
Taking an approach.
Taking a which approach? I missed it.
Air.
Okay. You got an exploding success. Go ahead and re-roll that die. That did not work. Oh, you gotta place a 1 in the ring die thingy. There you go.
There we go.
So you were able to get the next 2. One was for a minor clan, and I'm not going to reveal them all until the end. And the last one was for one of the clan champions. But the last one, it was Lion, but you weren't really sure what it was. But you did take the right approach, and she seems approving of, even though you were unable to get the last of the 5 mons, she seems very approving of your ability to study and kind of engage with them meaningfully. And so you will have scored 1 point. But that's it. Oh, there it is. Okay. You can also remove a strife with the opportunity, so you only take 1 strife.
All right.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay. Okay. So, as you come in, it's the same set of mons. And for those of you who do not know, as this is for many of you, either your first time watching or first time playing Legend of the 5 Rings, a mon is actually, you can see them on the overlay as well. They are the symbol of the clan, tend to be a circle with some sort of icon in them. For the Scorpion clan, it's a scorpion. For the Crane, it's a crane. For the Phoenix, it's Phoenix, la la la. But as you dig down into personal mons, they tend to have different heraldry. And so the characters are being asked of their knowledge of both big clan heraldry, family heraldry, and personal heraldry as part of their training to become true samurai. 2 of these are actually very easy for you. The first one, obviously Phoenix clan. And then the third one down is a personal mon you know well. It's the mon of your clan champion, Bayushi Shoju. The others, you kind of need to, know. You're not sure. And so you will need to make a TN2 culture check.
Okay. I am going to sit and analyze what I'm seeing and try to remember all those lessons I was taught using the air approach. As soon as my mouse decides to start clicking things.
Mouse! Oof. Now you can. This is a great place to talk about void points. So,
Oh, yeah.
you can spend a void point to roll 1 additional ring die and keep 1 additional die. So you currently have a void point. So if you would like to roll an additional black die to try and eke a success out here, you can.
Yep, I will do that.
Okay.
Oh.
So that is 2 advantage or 2 opportunity and no successes. You actually feel really good moving through them all until you get to the very last one, which is a stumper. You're not even sure what clan it's from. And you're like, oh, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one. The last one, yeah.
That's the ant clan. We don't have an ant clan.
Yeah. But given your approach, things are okay. Doink. Sayaka.
Okay. I go in, kneel down, and start to analyze them. Since I'm a courtier, I have at least probably been taught these or know of them. So yeah, I'm recalling all my teachings, recalling all the stuff I've seen when I've gone to court with people. Yeah, just trying to like look at them. I also have I'm not sure if it helps in the moment, but I figured I would mention it. I have keen sight, which is you can spot details of objects at a much greater distance, and you pick up on small visual details that others might overlook.
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
So yeah,
which allows you to re-roll any
Yes.
2 dice on certain checks, right?
Yeah, basically, if my keen sight would help a check, I get to I can re-roll up to 2 dice.
I'm gonna give it to you on this.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, culture and then air, just from like looking at them, picking up all the different parts of them and applying them to what I've learned.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, so you can re-roll 2 dice if you so choose. You get
Yeah, I'll re-roll those 2 black die that didn't
Yeah,
get
you will.
anything.
Yep. All right, so at the moment we're looking at 3 successes, one of which is an exploding success, and 2 strife. You will re-roll the exploding success to see what you get next.
Sure.
Another exploding success, but another strife. Re-roll again. Nothing. Okay. So you will take a total of 3 strife, but have an impressive 4 successes.
Gotcha.
You, in fact, are the only person in the competition able to name all of the Mons. And those are, in this order, the Phoenix clan, the Yasuki clan, or the Yasuki family, the Fox clan, the personal Mon of the Scorpion clan champion, Beiyushi Shoju, and the Mon of a minor daimyo of the Lion clan, Akoto Rietsu. And the teacher looks at you approvingly and seems extra proud because you're, of course, Crane. And so you won outright. Congratulations.
So, what happens when your strife reaches your composure?
Nothing when it reaches your composure. When you exceed it... Oh, remember, from how many... what's your total composure?
8.
Okay, and so today you've taken 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you would have been at 4 yesterday. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so nothing until you go 1 over it.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't take more strife. You'll be fine.
Right. I'll be fine.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes. So, interestingly, though, you do have those... What are those little stress responses you have?
So mine are... Her voice gets, like, very, like... That, like... Not whisper shout, but, like, where you're, like... You really, really emphasize the beginning and ends of words, you know?
Yeah.
But you're, like... It's, like, really quiet, so, like, she just talks like this the entire time. Like, that kind of talking.
Yeah.
And, if there's a hard surface near her hands, she taps it a lot. Like, just lots of, like, quick tapping with her fingernails on it.
I love it. That's great. I think that's great. I think that's good. Sorry. Okay. And then the last person to go, of course, will be our Moto friend. Sir not appearing in today's film, and it was a TN2 air courtesy check. Culture, not courtesy. Boink. Boink. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Yoink. I got 1 success. Yeah, it's nice. He does not immediately fail. But he does about as well as everyone else. That last Mon is a super stumper. Not a lot of people got it. All right. So, the person who completely failed this one, however, is Hitoshi. He went in and was like, I know that's Phoenix. Yeah, that's the one I know. Yep.
It goes on for it's like when you you have to write an essay that you really don't get the whole thing, so you just write a lot on one thing.
Yes.
And he just goes on for a while about the Phoenix one.
Yeah.
Like
the Phoenix clan. Yeah.
Great, but what about the other 4?
They're
The
champions.
Phoenix clan actually has a lot of interesting history.
Yeah. Founded, as you know, by the Kami Shiba, but actually ruled by the Isawa Elemental Council. They're the only major clan. That's not what we're asking.
Okay, great. You got that one, but there's more.
Yeah.
Like taking an exam. Okay, now what's the next letter?
Yeah, it was
I
not
know that
great
one
for
from
him.
You
L.
read all 3 lines, but there's 4 lines.
Duh.
Right.
All right. So next up is the athletics test.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So everyone
Oh, no.
having completed the heraldry challenge, Kitsuki Yukimi, the Topaz champion, takes the group out of town on about a 20-minute walk to a nearby forest. The sun is high in the sky now as the day is beginning to get a little bit warm, but a fresh breeze blows through the trees, and the rustle of leaves can be heard like a chant coming through the forest. Standing there in a light blue kimono is Kikita Naomori, a young, wiry-looking crane woman of about 25 with pure white hair. She looks at you all and goes, "Welcome, aspirants. This is an obstacle course. You will run it from here, back to the Kikita Gardens in pairs of 2. Each of you will draw a token from the clay pot, and will be matched with the aspirant of a similar color. You will run this race together. Remember, the best way to overcome obstacles of your fate is by being flexible enough to adapt to them." And as you each go up and grab your token, Kuriyiki, you're actually with the other unicorn, whose name is Moto Batbayar, a big hulking brute of a gentleman. Ray, you're with Bayushi Mei Lin, who, if you recall, won the wrestling championship and is kind of a wiry, quick-looking person. Sayaka, you've actually been paired with Hitoshi. And then Soul has been paired with Miramoto Hanada, who is looks to be an incredibly athletic person. The first 2 pairs go. And then Ray and Mei Lin, you're the first up of our player characters.
All right.
How do you want to approach this?
So I think the best way would be to have like a lot of open communication with Maylin,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of, if it's an obstacle course, there's going to be parts where she's stronger and I'm stronger, and we need to work together to figure out how to help each other through these.
That is correct. I like that. That's a good approach. So as you come up and talk to her, she seems a little standoffish, actually. She is not approaching this as a joint exercise, it seems like, so much as a I'm going to beat you and make you look bad sort of exercise. So are you going to attempt to convince her to work together, or are you going to just go and make it a competition? Because those are really the 2 options here, right? Is like, she seems like she doesn't want to work with you to start.
I'm going to try to convince her to work together.
Love it. Okay. So, I feel like, and you tell me if that's wrong, if this is wrong, this would be either courtesy or command.
Okay.
And the approach is based on how you want to approach it.
I'm gonna go with courtesy.
Okay.
I'm trying to see. I'm gonna go with courtesy water to try to basically be charming enough to convince her that this is a good idea.
I like it. Okay, so you're gonna do a courtesy and water roll. Let's see it. Hey, that looks good so far. Yeah, 3 successes, 1 of which is an exploding success, and 2 strife. So go ahead and roll your exploding success again, which will be 1 skill die.
Right.
It's another exploding success. Do it again. It is a final success with another strife. So that is 3 total strife, but 5 successes. Why does this freak you out? What is it about this that is, and maybe it doesn't even freak you out. Maybe it makes you nervous. Maybe, what is it emotionally difficult about confronting Bayushi Mei Lin about working together?
Mostly because at the start she seemed so determined for this to be a competition. I'm worried that even if I talk her into working together, she's going to backstab me at the last minute.
That is very possible because she's a Scorpion, and I think you have the right read of the situation. However, 5 successes. She seems to have a change of demeanor as you start talking to her, and I'm interested. What do you say? We don't have to do the full conversation, but like, what's your argument?
My argument is to kind of play into the fact, you won the wrestling, and that was great, but one win is not going to win you the championship. And working against each other can only harm us both. It may make you feel better right now, but it's not going to get you anywhere in this competition.
I like it. It's a good argument, and you will, she will go, I think you're right. Let's do this together. Good. So you will get 1 helping die on this roll, and that'll be 1 extra ring die for you. Congratulations. So you will make a fitness test with whatever the approach you believe from the description is the right approach to use.
All right, and that's with an extra ring die?
It will be with 1 extra ring die, yeah.
So that is going to be with a water approach.
Okay, if you think that's right.
I'm
just...
Man.
Hey, exploding success and a strife. So 4 successes, nice, and a strife. So go ahead and re-roll the exploding die. So 5 successes again. Wow. But 2 strife. What's your strife up to?
That puts my strife at 6.
Okay, so you're not near your composure yet.
I'm at my composure, yeah.
Oh, are you? 6 is your... Jeez. Okay. Wow. Okay. You guys are so stressed out. Which is kind of part of the this learning scenario anyways, is because you're in a really stressful situation. You're competing against all these other people. And so it makes sense that this is stressing you out. And how do a bunch of hormonal teenagers deal with stress? They freak out about it. It's great. It's good. However, between the 2 of you, she does not stab you in the back. In fact, she sees your worth going through this, and the 2 of you together are able to expertly navigate this. You did great. Congratulations. Of course, it gives both you and her, if nobody gets more than 5 successes between the players, you both get max points for it. So it's a bit of a wash, but it's good. Okay, so as you make it across, the crane look like really impressed, like kind of impressed. Like they keep most of their face, but you got 5 successes, so I'm giving you a little bit of extra sugar on this. One of them almost breaks a smile seeing the 2 of you work together. And another one seems to be like writing very furiously down in their notes about like, you're not sure what, but probably how the hell who got a Scorpion to work with them in a competition where only one person can win? How does that even make sense? What did she do? Was it magic? I don't know. It could have been magic, right? Like, yeah. Okay. Next is Kiriyuki and Moto Batbayar.
Can I do something like while Ray was going?
Yeah.
I wanted to spend that time talking to him.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
While we are watching them go through the obstacle course,
yeah,
I just want to kind of open up my senses and go take on that meditative quality that in this case is entirely fake. And
sure.
Just point out and say, you see, I don't think that this is the right approach. If you had more aggression in your approach to this obstacle course, if you had more energy coming into it, you can see how they slag down there and there. If you just put more of your power behind it, you would be able to get past that part more easily. I'm basically trying to convince him to use a different stance.
I love it. You're gonna screw with him. I love
nice.
it. All right. So yeah, this would be some sort of manipulation-y check, yeah?
Yeah.
So, it's probably like a courtesy air. or a
Courtesy.
performance error, although performance is more actual performance. But I would say either courtesy or performance, and as you're trying to trick him, it's definitely air. Okay, 2 successes and a strife. I put the T in it too for this in my brain. So he goes, yeah. Got to come at this aggressively. That's right. Let's do that thing. So you're actually going to give him a dice penalty, which will turn into a lower. He will have fewer successes based on the chart I have. Good job. And then I imagine you're going to try and tackle this thing by yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your roll, which is a fitness test.
Okay. Fitness and water.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be as flexible as I can with this.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, you know, it's fine. You don't do great. He
Help netting.
he aggressively attacks it and actually does relatively well because, big, strong guy. But he gets definitely marked off points for not taking an approach that was proffered by the curator of this test. You make your way through it. Muddy, dirty at the end because there's like rope bridges that you have to go over and like mud puddles you have to jump over and shit you have to climb, and you make it, but not well, sadly. You did, however, make it harder for Batbayar to succeed properly as well, though. So congratulations on being very Scorpion and doing something horrible to the person you were supposed to be working with in order to make sure they also don't succeed. That is perfect, and I love that you did it. Last but not least, Sayaka.
So Sayaka's gonna take this opportunity that they're not going first to be like, Hitoshi, come sit with me.
Hey. Actually be like, hey. Hi. Yes, Doji-san.
So part of it is talking to him. The other part is is giving myself a chance to rest because I can't exert myself a lot.
I know. You're very sickly.
Yes, I'm very sickly. So
Yes.
I'm taking this opportunity to rest. Do I show it? No. I'm just talking with my fellow competitor.
Yes.
Nothing weird here.
Nothing. Nope. Not out of breath. 20-minute walk totally didn't take it out of you.
Totally didn't. In order to breathe, it's a crane technique, breathing in very deeply to meditate, but not taking steps of meditation.
Too much opium.
Hitoshi, what are your plans for this?
To run the race as well as possible, navigate the obstacles, and make it to the other side.
Yes. Great.
Because that's what it is.
But what's going to be on your mind while doing so?
He kind of looks at you sheepishly for a moment, and then looks back at the thing. Kind of looks back at you for a second, and looks back at the thing. I will do my best to adapt to the situation as well as possible.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted to make sure your mind is in the right place.
Yeah. Well, and he looks at you again, and he goes, yes, I believe my mind is in the right place.
Good.
Somehow I don't believe that.
Denton's blessing is both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
You're hot.
I am.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is a competition, right? The point is to one of us beat the other.
It is. There are two different ways to tackle it. You can attempt to beat the other person, or you can attempt to do it together. That is kind of what you gleaned from the thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I think I will remember what we talked about last night? How
we should work together. Yes.
Yes. You clearly have the advantage in physical qualities, and he can take that as he will.
Depending on the arena.
What was that?
He says depending on the arena only.
What do you mean?
The implication being that he only has the advantage in physical qualities in certain situations, whereas you have other good physical qualities. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Subtext. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
I thought that was a pretty obvious one, actually. Yeah.
Feudal flirting is weird, man.
Yeah.
Right. We have to like step above it 3 times. Like, wait, what did he just say? Oh, look at this.
Is he trying to sleep with me? Also, is that a threat?
Yes, and yes.
Yes, and yes. Or teenage samurai, whatever. So if this would be a great opportunity to show that we are willing to help each other in case either one of us is to meet any obstacles they're not able to overcome.
I agree. We should absolutely help each other. I think that sounds like a wise plan, Doji-san.
Great. Thank you very much.
And then it'll be your go.
Okay.
So you will get an extra helping die on the roll. But the roll is up to you. That is 1 extra ring die for you on a fitness test.
Yeah. So does this count for remaining active for long periods of time?
Yes.
Okay.
It absolutely does. It's a pretty long course.
Okay. Okay.
Now you have to re-roll 2 dice, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
I have to reroll 2 die with successes on them.
All right. So re-roll those 2 So
The two
to
that have
start,
successes on
you
them,
got
yes.
on 1 die you got an opportunity. On 2 of the dice you got opportunities and strife, and then you get an exploding success and a strife, and then a regular success. And the
Okay,
reason
so
I'm
I will
calling
re-roll
all of
these.
these out is so that we can internalize them, right? And so you're going to need to re-roll the die with the exploding dice and a strife and the success die.
Yeah.
So you still got 1 success.
Okay.
That is good.
So 1 success. I'll just let the opportunities and strife cancel each other.
Sure, I think that's great. And so you'll have 1
Yeah.
success.
Yep.
So it wasn't horrible, but Hitoshi had to pretty much carry you across the finish line.
Right. We probably just reached a point where I like stopped, like hid behind a tree and like coughed up a little bit of blood or something, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he looks really concerned about you by the end of it, actually.
right. I think that also like I know I'm not like over my composure, but like being at my composure, I feel like I'm definitely starting to show my weaknesses a little bit when I don't really want to.
Yeah,
Like,
you haven't gone overboard, but yes.
Right. Hitoshi definitely like saw me having a problem with this physical course, and like, yeah.
Not your best moment here so far.
Right.
But
we got a success. That's something.
yeah, you did good. You did. It wasn't enough to like finish with any sort of skill or aplomb, but it was enough to finish. Yeah, good job. Yep. And then last, our friend Moto and his partner, who will be competing against each other on a fitness and water test. Mostly because I'm not going to cheat someone who's not here out of getting their free point for water. So that's 2 successes and an exploding success so far for our unicorn friend, who will roll that exploding success on the skill die again. Yay.
Nice.
Doink. I love these character sheets. I put a 1. I put a 1 in there. Roll again. Okay, so nothing. Okay. So he only gets the 2 successes, which is enough to succeed well enough to be scored points on it, but not enough to be in the lead. So Ray and Bayushi Mei Lin actually, and a little surprisingly, did the best out of the whole team. And you are actually given a bonus point for working so well with the Scorpion, which actually puts you tied for the lead right now. Kaito Ray in the Emerald Championship. Not that you know the whole scores yet, I'm just telling you to add dramatic tension.
Wahaha.
All right, so our Scorpion has to step away for a minute, probably to do something very sneaky, but for the rest of you, we are moving on to the horseback riding test.
Okay.
This is a single group test. So after completing the obstacle course, you're each given a new fret of clothes, and again with the new set of pasties, suitable this time for riding. So they're a bit tighter, and not quite so like formally flowing, and given a simple repast of tea and rice for lunch. It's rice with fermented fish before in the Kakita Dueling Gardens. As the standings after the first morning are announced, it turns out Hitoshi's not doing very well at all. In fact, both of the crane judges gave him the lowest marks on their challenges, despite, at least on the obstacle course, having shown some facility to help somebody out. So that's a little weird. But you've got a lunch moment if you all have any sort of interaction you want to do before the 2 afternoon tests. No is also okay, and we can move on to the test. It's up to you all.
Play with my divination kit.
All right.
My passion, and I need to remove some strife.
This is a perfect time to do it. If you have a passion you can indulge in at this point to remove some strife, this is a great place to do it. Awesome. So with your divination kit, you can spend the hour playing with it and putting out your cards. If you'd like to, we can even make a roll, which would be a theology plus whatever you would like test.
Yeah, let's do that. Where's theology? I will do it theology void.
Perfect.
Just to kind of
100%. Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
That would be the most classical way to do it.
Yeah.
What you will give, I will either allow you 1 success or the ability to remove 2 more strife, because you rolled on 5 dice, you rolled 3 opportunity. In this case, as you're using it to actually reduce your strife, even though you didn't get any strife on the die, I will allow you to remove 2 additional strife or turn that into 1 success.
Let's remove 2 additional strife.
I think that's the right call. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Sweet. We're already house ruling this, because I come back to the Genesis system and its weird outlier outcomes like this, and I feel like there needs to be more things, more narratively appropriate things for things like opportunity to do, and so that's why I think about this, and like, because a lot of things don't happen until you're in this situation and you know, and so if everyone is cool with that, I should say, I don't want to adjust a rule without you all players being okay with it as well.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. Done. Awesome. All right, so you're going to remove 2 additional stress. You get no true... Had you gotten successes, you may have gotten some additional knowledge about the future course of things, but as you used it instead as a centering, focusing, and meditation, then it is there purely to drain the strife. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Kuroyuki, are you doing anything during lunch?
I am eating, and I am basically observing the area around me.
Okay. What are you looking for?
I want to say I'm keeping my ears open. More correctly, I'm keeping my eye open because I'm a subtle observer.
Sure.
And I'm going to be watching conversations that are happening around me. In
Absolutely.
particular coming from the crane.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a sentiment plus whatever test.
Sentiment. What
it is in
that
scholar skills.
Ah, okay.
Oh.
Sentiment plus. Let's see. Let's do water.
Okay. All right. So you got you rolled 2 dice. You got 1 opportunity, 1 strife, and 1 success. So I would imagine you're going to use the opportunity to negate the strife. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you get 1 success. The thing that is most obvious to you as you're surveying this, Bayushi Sugai, despite attempting to hide it, you realize he's not even really trying to hide it. It just is like angry. And he keeps every once in a while, and it's very subtle. You'll notice his eyes dart to Hitoshi. Just to kind of, almost as if he's checking in on him in some way. But that is the primary thing that you notice out of this, is that the runner-up from last year's championship seems to both be incredibly grumpy, you're not really sure why. You didn't get enough successes to determine intent as to why, and every once in a while kind of flicks his eyes over to Hitoshi.
Okay.
Is there any-
to keep.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna keep my eye on Bayushi for a little while.
Okay.
I want to see how his demeanor changes every time he looks at. What is his name again?
Hitoshi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I kept trying to say Kagoshi.
Yeah, no worries. So there's not really, he is roundly pissed off, right? He is not more pissed off when he looks at Hitoshi. But he does check out Fundoshi. Thank you for that. So the only weird thing is that he does kind of keep checking in on him. And I would imagine if you guys are kind of grouped around each other for lunch, he would be sitting near you. Being that he has seemed to have formed an attachment with you as a group, and specifically with Doji Sayaka. He would like to be attached to Doji Sayaka.
Okay.
Cool.
Fortunes have confirmed this.
Yes. Did you have any lunchtime dealings, Sayaka, that you wanted to do?
Yes. So I would like to kind of eat like fairly quickly, and then
Sure.
with Izumi, my attendant.
Yes.
Are there like paintings or like any art pieces around the school and like this area?
Absolutely. If you were to go into essentially think of the Kita Dueling Academy, like we've all watched samurai Chanbara style movies, right? As you're in this main garden, on your left and right are a number of like open dojo, right?
Okay.
It looks like they have racks that can close them with the tatami or with the rice paper screens, and then there is a center, more administrative building.
Sure.
And both in the dojos and in the central building. In fact, there to be a gallery in the central building.
Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah. So I want to take Izumi to the gallery. And both to clear my strife and just because I'm supposed to like kind of like, she's basically an intern.
Yes.
So basically, I'm gonna like take her there and like kind of start analyzing the art and telling her like things that I see, to show like mostly a lot of like, oh, like not the content of it, but like, oh, you can see the brushwork here could have been improved a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, what was refine again? It was air. Yeah, I'm gonna roll air aesthetics.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's not so much a meanings analysis, it's like a technical analysis to like give her things to like think about and improve on. And yeah, cool.
All right, so what do we got? We have one exploding success, one strife, and one opportunity. So go ahead and roll your exploding success again. So 2 opportunity, a strife, and 1 success is what you have.
Okay.
You will be able to reduce your strife by an additional 3, which is great. And I would imagine you're going to want to take that first opportunity to remove the strife.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And so you've got 1 opportunity left, and it was a void roll, was it? No, it was a air. Okay. Learn another character in the scene's demeanor and current strife. Act subtly to attach minimal effort to your help, or remove an additional strife. But only if you gained it that way. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. I'll use it to see. So I remove 3 strife. For doing that itself. And then I will. Yeah, I'll spend it to. I'll spend it to see if Izumi's actually like internalizing anything from this.
She does seem to be. I imagine her role is like she will one day go out and buy and search out good art for you, your family, and the clan. Right? Like you're teaching her to be like an appraiser and an art, like an art dealer, essentially.
Yeah.
Because the actual mercantile work is almost never done by the nobles, and so. It makes the most sense to me that she is learning how to find the greatest quality things and what to look for. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah, that was my whole thing with my lord, is to like go out and find these cool arts and new artists and like make a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's definitely like me being the noble that can get access to stuff and do all of this and knows all the things. And yeah, basically kind of passing the knowledge of what makes a piece good onto her, so then she can be like, oh yeah, I need to buy that one. And
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I love it, and it works. And she does seem to be taking that in as
Cool,
well
awesome.
as you go through that. A
I
couple of times
also-
she'll make comments, and she'll be like, "What about these brushstrokes over here?" Or what about the color palette used up in this corner with the tiger seems to allow it to flow more gracefully, right?
Cool. And yeah, when she
Yeah.
does that, I like get a big smile and like, oh yeah, so this technique was actually came about in the year blah 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 by this artist, and like yeah, just kind of get going on and on about it.
Awesome. Sweet.
And then the rest of my lunch I will spend scritching under Hoshiko-sha's chin.
All right. And so then the rest of the lunch, unless anyone else had anything they wanted to accomplish.
I think I'm good.
Sweet. We'll proceed otherwise uneventfully. After lunch, you're taken to a riding field right next to the academy, where a fit young woman wearing the robes of an otaku battle maiden stands next to a lively-looking young brown and white mottled horse. Spread across this rolling field in front of you is a long series of ropes and flags. Utaku Oichi speaks. Riders, you will take it in turns to mount Hachi-chan here, ride to the end of the field, collect a flag, obtain the spear that is waiting for you at the end of the course, and, as you ride back, collect as many rings as you can off of those ropes. To tame a steed... Now I can't talk. To tame a steed, you must be as fierce and bold as the horse. And a number of people will come up and start riding. Obviously, both of the unicorns do great. But who of the three of you wants to go first?
Well, this is my worst one, so I'll go first.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Let's get this over with.
Huzzah! All right, so there's a horse there. It is a survival check for horse riding. And so it's going to be a survival something. How do you approach this?
She noted being fierce, and horses tend to be very fierce, especially war horses.
Yes.
Horse.
I'm going to try to match the passions of the horse and his willingness to run and use fire.
All right. So go ahead and make me a fire survival check. That is an exploding success and a success. Nicely done. And a strife. But go ahead and roll that exploding success again. So you can now remove you got an opportunity and a strife. So you can remove the one strife, but you keep one strife. But 2 successes is great. You're actually able to go down, grab the flag, and as you're riding back, you get a good number of the rings. Enough to actually have Utaku, without looking impressed, note something on there that seems to be longer than you failed. Congratulations.
I do well on my one that's not strong.
Yay! I'm going to have our unicorn friend go next just to get him out of the way because he's going to be super good at this anyways.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like, I think he actually gets to reroll like 2 dice on this as well. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. He's got like survival, like, come on. He actually, let me check a thing real quick because he has animal bond. After performing a check to interact with an animal, no. He does well enough to get some points, but actually does not ride as well as you would have expected.
Maybe like he's kind of out of it.
Seems like he might be a little out of it, like he's not really there, a little stressed out maybe. Yeah. Like maybe he's thinking about going to his mom's birthday party or something. Yeah. Yeah.
He's still trying to figure out that 4th mon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still back there like, what the hell is that?
That one.
All right, who wants to go next?
I can go.
Okay.
I'll also get this over with.
Let's just get this over with.
I'm decent at fire at least, so that's something. So can you describe the course again? It's go to the target and then come back through the rings.
Yeah, what you'll do is at the end of the you'll ride all the way down to the end of this kind of rolling green open field, right? There is a flag that you will hold in one hand and a lance that you will hold in the other. And your job is to then ride along, and there are a number of rings along the way, and you're trying to loop as many of them as possible on the lance.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
Sure. Let's see. So is fire. I
It's
am
more
going.
of a spear than a lance,
Huh?
really. It's more of a spear. They don't really have like lance, like medieval Western European lances. It's more like a long spear.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna like try to let's see. I'm not sure of a good way that she could like do this differently. So I think she's just gonna like. Yeah, I think she's gonna like she's gonna try to think of like stories she's heard about like great writers and try to like imitate them.
I love that. That's great.
Like, okay, this is like the 4th time I've been on a horse. Yeah, and I'm rolling fire just because she's like, okay, she's like she's piecing together like, okay, the story about this person who like slayed an Oni by like riding by with a spear did this. So I'm gonna take that part. Yeah, she's just kind of piecing together pieces of things she's heard about riders.
I love it. Okay, it's survival and fire. Let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Yeah. That's a no successses for you.
Not at all.
That's a bummer.
Look, when you're sitting in a court, you don't need to think about horses.
Right. They were impressed by your aggressiveness, however. That was certainly nicely done on the aggressiveness.
Okay.
If it weren't for my horse.
You didn't loop a single ring on the way back.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. Ray.
Oh boy. I am going to. I'm going to be very aggressive. I can get up on the horse.
I could get on it.
Get on it. Yeah, that's yeah. I'm going to pretend to be very confident about what's happening here. I have no clue what I'm doing. How do you? It's a standing bow. It's not a horseback bow. I don't know what's happening.
How do you even shoot on this thing? Okay. Give us your roll. Fire and survival.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you at least approached it properly, but again, you failed to loop a single ring. Sad.
Womp womp.
You all were not at the top of the course this time by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, the person. Go ahead.
There goes my lead.
Yeah, there goes your lead.
How did Yoshi do?
Not well at all. He does not horse either. He gets up on the horse. He gets like one ring, but he's obviously like trying to be too cute about it, where he's like trying to dodge and weave out of things. So he did not do great, sadly. However, the Miramoto Batbayar, who is the other unicorn, killed it. All the rings, did it quicker than anyone else, was aggressive. He absolutely won this one.
Gotcha.
And then we move on to the final contest of the day. Conduct. Because cleanliness is a big deal here in Rokugan, you're given another opportunity to change into a fresh set of clothes, and are herded back onto the grounds of the Kikita Dueling Academy. It's a gorgeous set of buildings and gardens in classic Rokugani style, surrounded by this 10-foot-tall gray stone wall. Moving through the gravel-pathed gardens, you are taken to a small building made of rice paper and wood slats. Standing outside of it is a stern-looking gentleman wearing a kimono of a member of the Akoma family of the Lion Clan. Studying each of you doubtfully, he says, "Children, you will enter one by one when my assistant calls your name, and I and my honored colleagues will ask you questions about how one acts properly within our society. I hope you'll recall the lessons of your parents well when comporting yourself as a samurai would." One of the Phoenix, Tsuma, Tsuri goes first, and then the unicorn Batbayar goes, and then Kuroyuki, you are called. So as you're brought into this room, there are a number of it's 3 judges, 1 crane, 1 phoenix, and 1 lion, kneeling on mats before a low kind of red wood table. It's pine slatted sort of flooring in here, and then the redwood and rice paper slatted walls. They will begin asking you a series of questions on the culture of Rokugan, how one performs tea ceremonies properly, what to do at different sorts of shrines, things like that. And what you'll need here is a courtesy check and to choose your approach.
Oh no. Courtesy. I always lose. There it is.
Yeah. It's a social, I think.
Yeah. Reason. Okay. I'm basically, as they ask me questions, going to enter my meditative state that is kind of part and parcel to Shugenja.
Okay.
And let the answers that have been drilled into me since birth flow out of me, and I'll take a void approach.
Interesting. So you're going to do courtesy and void.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that is 1 success, 2 strife, and 1 opportunity, and it's an exploding success. So go ahead and roll again. No additional successes on the reroll, but you will have 1 success. You get tripped up on a question that's kind of arcane. There's a bridge, and on one end of it is the Emerald Champion, on the other end is the Topaz Champion. Only one person can cross the bridge at a time. Who should be given right of way? And your brain just freezes up. And you're like, well, they're both champions. Shit. And that's when they're like, stop! You don't know it. And so I will also tell you that they did not seem pleased by you clearing your thoughts as you go through this one. They seemed to be looking for something else. You score no points.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm sorry. And you are ushered out, looking however you want to look to your friends. Ray, you are next.
Okay.
You're brought into this room. They begin to ask you this battery of questions about polite society in Rokugan, how to properly work at shrines, how does one honor their dead ancestors on this given day, how do you, on the festival of the Emperor's birth, how do you, in the Phoenix clan, choose to celebrate that? What is the proper way to do so? Things like that, right? So I would like a TN2 courtesy check with the approach of your choice. This was a tricky approach, by the way. It's not entirely obvious from the question.
Yeah. So I also have precise memory. Does that come into play here?
Ooh,
It will allow you to reroll dice.
Yes. All right. I'm going to take an earth approach and try to reason through the questions using the knowledge that I've gained as a shrine keeper.
Okay. So you've started with 1 exploding success. That's awesome. Go ahead and roll it again. And you can reroll your failed die.
Yeah.
So you get to just do the roll again and see what you get. Another exploding success and a strife, so you're up to 2 successes. So go ahead and roll 1 more skill die. That's 3 successes and 2 strife. So go ahead and mark down your strife, and you are able to, centering yourself, looking back into your memory, and taking what seems to be an approved approach by the judges, able to answer the questions properly throughout the entire battery, and they seem impressed. Boop. Congratulations. And you are ushered out. Sayaka.
Okay.
The Crane clan judge looks at you incredibly expectantly.
Oh, great. Cool. Okay. Let me check something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, this is okay, good. My anxiety is delusions of grandeur. So I had to make sure that nothing was like going to interfere with this. So no, yeah, this is exactly where it would shine because I have to perform. Okay, yeah. So, Sayaka comes in, kneels down, like, yeah, basically trying to just like by the book exactly, like her stance, her leaning, like how like what position she is on, like her like in her kneeling.
Yeah.
Any of the answers are like if you had the Rokugani Culture Guide for Dummies book, it's just it's like just straight out of like what the teachers would teach, basically, because she can basically in her head, it's just like they're not looking for cute answers here.
Yeah.
This is yeah.
All right. So the Akoma comes at you incredibly hard with questions, one after the other, repeat, as if he's trying to trip you up.
Yeah,
because
he
Lion
would.
Clan. Yeah, he would, because he's super dick. The crane one does as well, trying to prove your worth, essentially.
Different reasons, but they're both just like
they're both like hammering you with like obscure and arcane questions about points of honor. And the Phoenix is like, do you bow more or less deeply than the Emperor when you bow to the Emperor? And because kind of
like,
failing.
that's the one that trips me. I'm like, wait a minute, it's a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay, I will roll. So yeah, I'm going with Earth, just not going with. I'm not trying to trick anybody. I'm not trying to like be cute or funny. I'm just straightforward. This is what I was taught in school.
Yeah. The Phoenix is looking kind of sad. Like, I'm so sorry you're going through this.
Then there's me.
All right, so you've got 1 success, 1 opportunity, and 2 strife.
Yeah, I'll just strife will cancel from the opportunity.
Yep. You don't have anything to re-roll on this, do you?
I don't think so.
As a courtier, you don't have like a shoe guy or something?
Wait, yeah, let me check.
Okay. A shuji is what it's called. Shuji. Shuji bougie. Bougie shuji. That's a new one in 5th edition, by the way. That's not a thing in any other edition. I love that the social skills like this, these techniques, they were all just called school abilities before. And so the new terminology is throwing me a little bit, where there's like shuji, except for there were kata, kiho, spells, and then maho before. And now there's like shuji and stuff too. So some of the newer terminology is still throwing me for a loop. I really like it. And the motto, I'm like, kiho invocations. That's right. Yep.
No. So my shuji. No, I have a thing that prevents people from attacking me.
Oh, that's good.
And then I have a thing that lets me like read people.
Okay, so no.
Yeah, so nothing from my shuji. I think.
Are you feeling attacked with these questions?
Look, you're being really aggressive right now. I just need you to step back.
They're technically attacking you with these questions.
Calm down, Crane-sama.
Yeah. However, you do end up tripping up under this battery of questions.
I probably can't use Lady Doji's decree then, right?
What is that one?
If you succeed, you're okay. Yeah, they're not performing attack actions against me. It's just kind of metaphorically attacking me. So.
No, it's a social attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a social attack. Now, that's a new thing in 5th edition too. Is this the social concept, right? The social conflict thing. They are attacking you.
Cool.
With words in a social situation.
Yeah, can I try to use Lady Doji's decree then?
Yeah. How does that work?
So yeah, once per game session as an action, you may make a courtesy void check targeting a number of characters up to your school rank.
Okay, so 1. Lion or crane, take your pick.
I'm gonna do the lion because I feel like the lion's trying to trip me up. I assume the lion's gonna be like asking like the crane's doing it in a way to like show me off. The lion's doing it in a way to like
hurt you. Yes.
Yeah, to hurt me. So the lion's going to be like really, really weird and like loopholey, and the crane's just going to be very technical.
I think that is wise. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it to the lion.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So a courtesy void check targeting a number of characters with your school rank. The TN of the check is equal to the vigilance of the character with the highest status among your targets.
Let me take a look at a thing, and I will tell you about vigilance. The TN of the. I won't go ahead and roll.
Yeah,
as
sure.
I pull this up.
Skill of 2, approaches void, just for that being a special thing. I got
3 successes and an exploding success. The TN, by the way, was 3. So congratulations.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your exploding success.
Nothing.
Okay, but you met the TN, and that's what matters. So what is the outcome? Other than the additional stress.
Oh, yep. Back up to 6.
Stop attacking me! Stop it!
If you succeed, your targets cannot perform attack actions targeting you.
Okay. In this case,
This effect persists for 1 round, and then if I had opportunity, I could spend them, but I don't.
Okay. So in this social conflict, timing works differently than in regular conflict. So this questioning session is an argument or conversation, and will be a round, essentially.
Okay. Cool.
And what I'm going to say in this case is it's going to lower your TN by 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
For the original check, which actually makes you succeed.
Woo!
Yeah. Because there's no other good way to do that, but I feel like this is the perfect, the intent of that is to diffuse a situation.
Right. Does it come out like the lion tries to interrupt the crane or something, and they give him a really mean look or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what I'm picturing, at least.
Yeah. And there are these really daggery stares between the two of them. Yeah. But yeah, which actually allows you to pass, because you were able to kind of diffuse his line of attack on you and go, well, you're just being technical, and if the spirit of the law is X, Y, and Z, or the spirit of the rule, that's how the Cammy would have interpreted it, or I'm sure my friends within the
that'd be
Mia.
really good too if I well.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, yes, that textbook from this year said it this way, but it was reinterpreted by the Emerald Champion from 17 years ago as it to mean this.
Indeed.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a spelling mistake on question 3.
We did a lot with you. You pass and you head out. Did we miss any of the 3 of you? Did all of you go? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So cool. I'll just make a quick roll for I'm gonna keep mispronouncing his name until he gets here and says it a couple times. Muinoki. And that was a culture check, right?
Yes.
Okay, boink. So he'll need to roll another black die. Doink. Doink. He doesn't do great. He's able to answer a number of the questions, but not enough to do super well. But that was the final of today's lost my thing contests. At the end of the day, there's actually a 3-way tie for lead. The first person with 9 points is Bayushi Mei Lin. The second person with 9 points is Doji Koroyuki. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. I accidentally swapped 2 numbers here. The second person with 9 points is Doji Sayaka, because I'm terrible at scorekeeping. The third person with 9 points is Kaido Rei. Right now, Munakoi and Soshi Koroyuki have 5 points. To graduate, you need 9 points.
Okay. Can you lose points?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah.
But you have to do something pretty egregious, but it is possible to lose points.
As long as we can... We will not, of course, because that would not be honorable, but we can just coast through the rest of the game.
Yeah. Unless you want to be Topaz champion, and then you have to keep fighting for it.
Oh, right. Topaz champion. Crap.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, go ahead.
Is it possible to see how Hitoshi's doing?
4 points.
4. Okay. So
yeah.
talk.
Yep. So after the contest, you're given about 2 free hours of time to do as you wish, and you're informed that there will be a compulsory informal reception for all participants at the Poison Water Sake House. But we will get to the events at the Poison Water Sake House and more as we continue our way through the Topaz Championship here on Welcome to the Party next time on this Legend of the Five Rings game that I named and just blanked on the name of because it's the first day of running it.
Steel Blossom Moon.
Steel Blossom Moon. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes. It's great.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. All right. So I am absolutely fascinated to know what two of you having never played Legend of the Five Rings before, one of you and myself having never played 5th edition before. Yeah, we're done we do about 3 hours per session, and then we move on to the next. We got another game starting at 5, and we like to give them space. So I am fascinated as a veteran of Legend of the Five Rings, what everyone thinks of L5R. If you're having fun, if you think the system's cool, I now have more thoughts on the system, having played through a session of it. But let's start with my fellow veteran, Michi, and also shout us out. Where can we find you? Give us all of your fun, awesome things.
Hi, I'm Michi. You can find me on Twitter at Michisaurus. I am here next Saturday playing Pride After the Fall. I am also here Sundays with this, Monday nights with Aegis Shield of Earth, which is our Masks campaign, and every other Thursday with Pokemon. I'm really enjoying 5th edition so far. It's the lore overhaul has been great to read through. I really like it. And I'm also finding like mechanically it's a little bit tighter. It's a little bit easier to see, oh, this is where there's a problem. Oh, there's an easy solution for this. Easy way to house rule it.
Yeah, I agree. Everything you've said. There are problems, I think, with the system, but I think those problems are inherent in the Genesis system more than they necessarily are within their construction of Legend of the Five Rings, using the Genesis system, which is the system they use for all the role-playing games now. Except for their Warhammer games for some reason. I don't know why, but that's okay. But I think it's great. Lilypad Nebula.
Hi, everybody. I am Lily. You can find me Lilypad Nebula, Twitch, Twitter, all the stuffs. I'm here, for this on Sundays, and then I'm also in the Thursday Pokemon game. Being an awful human being.
Aww.
Just awful.
You're not awful. We like you. Okay.
Oh no,
your character's awful there. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a reason we call you the Poke Bastards. Yeah.
We're doing really bad stuff. We just got into weird genetic research last episode, and it's stuff. Anyway, hi. I just like to remind everybody of the Fifth Amendment, where I cannot indict myself. And aside from that, I had a lot of fun too. This is my first. I've heard of it and just looked at stuff before, but never played it or gotten into the card game or anything like that. So this is my first big foray into it. I'm really, really liking it. Reading through the book was a lot of fun. I like the mechanics are cool. It's narrative, but also a little got enough oomph to it that it's fun. I really like the whole approach thing. You have your skills, but then you pick. You can. Two people can both be very, very good at courtesy, but be very different at how they go about it or whatever.
Right.
Or use the approaches even in different ways too. It's a really, really cool way of customizing stuff. Building a character was a lot of fun. I really like that. I also, just the whole hiding intent over this with this facade and blanket of honor and dignity and pride and compassion. Coming up with that painting metaphor was just so great.
It was awesome, and you did really well. And I have to say, all three of you, thank you so much for taking the game in the spirit of the game. Right?
Oh, absolutely.
All of those are that's very much Legend of the Five Rings, and I love you for just
right. Yeah, there's when I was building my character, I had a couple questions where I was can I do something this way? And there's a couple of my things that we kind of worked to fit better, and I'm really, really happy with where they came out.
Yeah, for reals.
Yeah. So I'm super looking forward to next week. Thank y'all for hanging out with us.
Yay! And Rain.
I am Rain Hayes. You can find me here playing this game as well as Masks every Monday, and on Twitter with my handle down below, and on the DMs Guild where I release some products every now and then. As far as this game, I came into this game nervous for two reasons. One, because I didn't know the system at all. I've never played a Fantasy Flight game other than Warhammer that doesn't use this system. And two, because I was a huge Japanophile for years. I studied the history and the mythologies, and knowing how samurai reacted and were treated and the social norms of them through the Meiji era and stuff. I was nervous that I would misrepresent that. but once I got into my character and I had an opportunity to just show how deceptive she can be, was kind of my favorite moment. And I agree, the different uses of the different approaches are probably one of the more interesting parts of this system.
Yeah.
Being able to change your stance and being able to change your approach, and even using the same approach, using them in different ways, because this is how your clan operates.
I agree. And where else can we find you on the internet? You said that already. You said all
yes,
of that already. I'm sorry. I was also nervous today because this is the first time I've run L5R in a few years, and so and a whole new system and dealing with a whole new module and things like that. It's cool. So, hi, I'm Sean, also known as Throck, co-founder here. Welcome to the party, and I loved this system so far. I think its problems are moddable pretty easily. I love the strife system because it adds gives you an excuse to talk about the emotions of the character and escalating tensions in a mechanical way, without it being overbearing or telling you how to play those emotions, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is important and why I like it. It reminds me of like a more refined humanity system from a much more refined, like its great-great-grandchild of a humanity and alignment or nature and demeanor system from the vampire and mage games and stuff like that. Where it's taken to the point where you just define it, right? Like everybody essentially has the same path of humanity, but you define how you exist within that world and how you react to stressor around you in a much more flowing way.
Mechanics do a really good job of showing that, like, this society is so overbearing, and you have to navigate your way through it, that you're going to stress yourself out. How you deal with that stress is up to you, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, and that's, I remember us talking about it all the time. I'm like, this is a core tension of the game. You following Bushido is like a game rule, right? It's not like this is flavor. It's like, it's a core tension in the game. It's for you. You exist in the society. You grew up in it. This is an expectation everybody has. Call it brainwashing or indoctrination or whatever. But this is the world in which you live. There's no escaping Bushido. There is only how do you deal with this mental cage that everyone's been put in. And I love... Like, and that's a very Western way to look at it as well, by the way. Like, we're all goddamn gaijin, and I think we're all trying to treat this with the respect that we can, and I hope we're doing a good job of that as well. But I do think that strife system really lends to the role play of it, right? I do think that's amazing, and that's my big takeaway. Is I like the strife. I'm a little concerned about how it scales when you get more skills, right? Or you increase your rings. Like my one mechanical concern, and I mean, you'll also get more opportunity to bleed that off, and that's probably the balancing factor. But I am a little concerned about there being these, it's back to that weird swingy spike thing, right? Where you got like 4 opportunities and no successes, which it vaguely makes no sense. Or like you get 5 strife and like 8 successes. Where like if you're rolling, like if you get some point get like 5 in a skill rank and 5 in a ring, and you're rolling like 10 dice for something, right? Like, it's those sorts of spikes where I'm really good at this. Why am I stressing out about it? That doesn't make much sense, right? So I think those kind of outlier cases are a little concerning to me, but overall, I think the system's pretty solid. And I really enjoyed it. So hi, again, I am at Throck Plays on the Twitters. If you haven't hit that follow button yet, you absolutely should. We have amazing content every day with an entirely awesome group of people. Today we actually have 4 games. Thank you, Kai Kazumi. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We will be back next week at 1 p.m. Eastern with more of the Topaz Championship. Don't forget to hit that follow button. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon. Don't forget to follow us on tweeters and all of that sort of good stuff. Our next show, where else can you find me? You can find me Tuesday nights playing in our Rifts game at 8 p.m. Eastern as a psychic gunslinger. Wednesdays, and I run our Mage the Awakening 2nd edition game set in Victorian era London, where we're just about to encounter Jack the Ripper. Don't tell them. And you can also find me running our Friday night D&D games here on the channel at 9 p.m. Eastern called Dragon Dark Days. That's my streaming schedule during the week. But we have, I think, 12 games running over the summer. So you should come and check them all out. It's an amazing time. We have 4 games today. Next up at 5 p.m. Eastern, we have Tales from the Kingdom of Fife, our D&D 3.5e throwback homebrew game. And then at 8:30, we have Vibrant, Visible, Victorious, our POC one-shot night. We bring a bunch of people of color together, and they play a bunch of amazing one-shots every week. It's amazing. And then at midnight, we have Emissaries of Avithna, which is an all-fem and NB game. where they are playing the Age role-playing system, which I've never actually played before. And so it is the day when we have 4 games in a row, and it's kind of crazy. So, Don't Tell is watching, you know. Oh, yeah. We talked about it at the beginning. It's fine. That's fine. We were talking about Jack the Ripper's going to be a thing in the game. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, so we are actually not going to raid because we have another game coming on in just a little while. It feels unfair to raid and then have everybody get pulled back to the channel. So, thank you everyone for hanging out today. We've had a huge, great time playing this. And we'll see you next week for the next episode of Steel Blossom Moon, a Legend of the Five Rings campaign. Bye.
Bye.
Once I see it on the stream, we can stop. There we go.